size of their running back.
I know. Maybe that's why they call them the Little Lions.
Our guys could probably carry him.
Wait, what's his name? His name's Tristan Lyons. Easy enough.
What number is he?
20. Good afternoon, Pine Richland. I'm Ryan Buller, joined here with Ben Lambert, and we are underway here at Hempfield Area High School, Spartan Stadium. Lyons with the carry up the middle, and he's stopped for a 1-yard gain. So, Ben, what are we looking for in this Pine Richland defense as we get going early in this game?
Well, Ryan, excuse me. I'm used to saying Brian's out of town for Thanksgiving, but I'm really looking for them to stop the run. They did a nice job of that last week, and they were able to come after Troy Fisher, and really this team does a nice job of playing complementary football.
Freiberg's going to roll out. He's looking downfield. He lets it go. That ball is overthrown. Incomplete pass. That'll bring up a 3rd down.
Looked like Thomas Burns was draped all over his man there. Had him step for step. Did a nice job forcing them to overthrow it.
Yeah, and Thomas Burns, he's always a hard man to beat downfield because he's so fast, and we know that. And he had a little injury last week, but it looks like he's good to go today. So we'll see how it plays out. Freiberg in shotgun. Lyons to his left. He drops back. He's looking downfield. He lets it go. Way over his receiver's head. That's going to bring up a 4th and 9. So, Ben, here comes State College's punt team here. So Pine Richland looks like they're going to be getting the ball. What are we looking for in their offense today?
In Pine Richland's offense, I think you just have Phil Jerkovic, another great game last week. Had 200-plus yards throwing the ball, but really the only part I was disappointed in was they had over 100 yards in penalties, and you have to clean that up if you want to go deep into the state playoffs.
So Luke Meckler back to return. It's a short punt. He's just going to let it fall and go out of bounds at around the 45.
Nice job by Meckler there, just letting the ball bounce out of bounds. We saw last week in the game, he tried to force it a little bit, and he tried to come up and make the catch, and he was unable to do it, and he fumbled it. Fortunately, able to recover, but very scary moment.
So now out comes the Pine Richland offense and their fearless leader, Phil Jerkovic, number 15. Ben, what are we looking for out of him today?
Well, Ryan, we saw that last week Pine Richland was sputtering a little bit on the opening drive, but Phil did a nice job making the adjustments. And one thing is, if you show these guys the same defense, they're going to burn you.
Phil's rolling around in the pocket. He's looking for someone. Looks like he's going to run this one. He's going to keep it in bounds for a gain of about 8.
And you know, that's the frustrating part about playing a Phil Jerkovic, is once you think that you have him contained and have him down, he's going to run for 5 yards.
So Phil Jerkovic in the shotgun, Crawford to his left. He's going to hand it off to Crawford. Crawford around the outside, and he's tripped up by his own guy here for a gain of maybe half a yard to a yard. Bring up 3rd and short.
See if Phil tries to throw one up here.
Jerkovic deep. Four receivers out wide. Crawford to his left. The snap. He's going to let it fly for a first down. That is caught by number 20, Ben Yoakum, for a first down. Now, Ben, Pine Richland likes to run this hurry-up offense, as we can see. Phil Dracovic is in shotgun. Kenny White, to his right, has checked into the game.
Kenny had a nice game last week.
We're looking to see the same from him today.
Very impressive run that was unfortunately called back.
Now to his left. Phil's going to keep it for a gain of about 4 yards. And they're going to hurry back to the line. Pine Richland wasting no time getting down the field. Fake to Kenny White. Phil's going to throw it. And it's dropped by number 17, Jason DeFrancis, across the middle. That'll bring up a 3rd and 6.
Yeah, it looked like the ball was thrown a little bit behind DeFrancis there. He was running the in route and was unable to, look like he stumbled a little bit there. DeFrancis with a couple of touchdowns last week, trying to get in on the act early.
So now for 3rd down, Dracovic in the shotgun. Jordan Crawford to his left, 4 receivers out wide. He gets his play call. Phil's looking downfield. He's rolling out. He's in trouble. And he's sacked. Sacked around the 50-yard line by, looks like number 87, Cole Urbis. So that'll bring out Pine Richland's punt team as they're 4th and very long here. Cam Blay will come out to punt for Pine Richland.
Cam Blay had a nice punt last week. It looked like he turned disaster into a pretty good play against Central Catholic. He had the ball go right through his hands and was able to stay composed and get the kickoff for to pin Central Catholic deep.
That ball's almost blocked, but it's off. And we'll see where the refs mark it as it goes out of bounds.
Looks like it's right in the coffin corner there. Nicely placed.
The referee is going to mark it at about the 14-yard line. So good field position for Pine Richland's defense. As for State College's offense, what do they need to do to come off their first drive here?
Well, Ryan, I think you really have to establish the run against this Pine Richland defense. Really, if you can't, we saw it last week against Central Catholic, a really good team. If you can't run the ball against this team, this defensive line's gonna pin their ears back. And Tommy Camino does a nice job setting the edge.
And that's Lyons with the carry, as he's going to be tripped up behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2. Freiberg's in shotgun, Lyons to his left, 3 receivers out wide. Looking to change the play up. Lyons is now on the right. He hands it off to Lyons. Lyons trying to fight through the line for a gain of about 2 yards. It's going to be a 3rd and 8 for State College. So Ben, State College clearly trying to establish a run game, maybe open up that pass game. But Pine Richland's defense is doing a good job of stopping it.
Yeah, Ryan. They're really clogging up the middle really nice. And you know, the Lyons, Tristan Lyons for State College he's really not a very big guy, and that can be tough for a defense because you get this little guy running right by you.
Looks like we have a false start. Everyone but the center. Yeah, it looks like the whole team moved except the center didn't snap the ball, so that's going to back him up 5 for a 3rd and long.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Pine Richland can push him back anymore, maybe make him punt from their own end zone. It's never easy for a punter because you always have to be aware of that back end line.
And an impressive catch by number 15.
Looks like that was Clark on the...
Brandon Clark with an impressive catch downfield. And that'll move the chains for gain of about 20 yards there.
Yeah, Brandon Clark's a big guy. I mean, all Freiburg has to do there is put it up. I mean, we've seen that this guy can do so many things. I've seen him watching tape last night on him. I saw him block a punt. So this guy's like a renaissance man for State College.
And a flag is thrown. We'll see what it is. Looks like we might have some movement.
Yeah, Brandon Clark did a nice job on that last play, turning Thomas Burns around. Looks like a sideline on Pine Richland.
Looks like they just threw the flag just to back Pine Richland off the white, but I don't think any yards is going to be added to the play. Freiburg in the shotgun. Lines to his right. The snap. He's going to hand it off the lines. Lines up the middle. He's got a hole. And he stopped short of the first down for about an 8-yard gain. That's going to bring up 2nd and 2.
You know, that's the problem with facing a guy like Tristan Lyons is once you think you have him, but don't let his size fool you. This guy's a freight train. He's going to try to run you over, and we saw it a little bit there. He was able to pick up nice yardage to make this a 2nd down and manageable.
We'll see if they go to him again as he's on Freiburg's right here. And they will give it to him again. He stopped behind the line for a loss of 4.
Looked like that was Kristofic. Did a nice job setting the edge on there and was able to grade him for a loss.
Kristofic is so good of getting off the line and making tackles like that. He's so good in the open field, and looks like we just saw a little bit of it there. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 6.
Look for Tommy Freiburg to look for his number 1 guy. That's Brandon Clark. It's only fitting that State College has the number 15 of their own who's a superstar.
He's going to let it fly. And that ball is knocked down by Andrew Kristofic with another big play. That's going to bring up 4th and 6. We'll see what State College decides to do here.
You know, Ryan, that'll get in the head of a quarterback. I mean, when you throw it and you just see this big guy jumping up to knock it down, that was reminiscence of J.J. Watt of the Houston Texans.
You said it. Here comes Brandon Clark on the punt. Luke Meckler back deep to return. He will indeed punt. It's short. It's going to go out of bounds at around the 35-yard line. So, Pine Richland's offense coming back on the field, unable to score on their first drive. What do they need to do to change it up a little bit?
You know, Ryan, I'm looking for them to hurry it up a little bit more. It seemed like, and the problem is when you have a couple of incompletions, it's very tough to run the no-huddle, hurry-up offense. They had a couple of drops there, but hopefully that's just first drive nerves.
Well, Phil's alone in the shotgun here.
Looks like he almost got it, and he did.
He's going to get him to jump off sides. The hard count. So it'll now be 1st and 5. Phil's looks like he's gonna stay alone in the shotgun here. 5 receivers out wide. Maybe watch for a little quick screen here. They like to run that a lot. Jordan's motion behind to his left. He's gonna hand it off. Crawford up the middle. Looks like he gets a short gain of about 1. So, Ben, we're 5 minutes into the first quarter. Score still 0-0. Do you think Pine Richland's in any hurry to get points on the board yet?
Well, Ryan, I think, you know, it's a state playoff game, and I think they have to understand that, you know, it's not going to come, it might not come as easy, and they just got to stick with it and hang in there.
So Phil's going to bootleg this one and keep it up the middle, and he's got space. He's got green, the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown for Phil Dracovic, and we've seen that all year long, Ben.
Yeah, Ryan, you know, that's the thing about this Pine Richland offense is you think you got him down and pinned on the mat, and all of a sudden you back him into a corner, and then you see Phil Dracovic coming with steam rolling out of his nose, and he goes all the way in for the touchdown, and Pine Richland's able to take the early lead here against State College.
That'll make the score 6-0 as Victoria Orsini comes on to attempt a PAT.
6 for 6 in PATs last week.
This one's up, and it is good. So the score is now 7-0 with 4 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in the first quarter, as State College will be getting the ball off the kickoff.
You know, Ryan, I mentioned earlier about Pine Richland plays nice complementary football, and really when you look at it, this offense really helps, because last week we heard in the press conference after the game that this defense is no slouch either for Pine Richland, and really this offense helps. When you get up by a couple of scores, you really back a team into a corner and they can't run the ball as much. So look for that. If Pine Richland's able to get up by a couple of scores here, look for the defensive line for PR to pin their ears back and come after Freiburg.
You said it, Ben. We talk so much about this offense and Phil Dracovic, but a lot of these games have ended with zeros on the scoreboard for other teams, and that doesn't come without a great defense. So we'll keep an eye on them throughout this game. So Pine Richland to kick off to State College here. The score 7-0. Victorio Cini lines up the kick. The kick is up. It's a short kick. And Brandon Clark is met immediately, but looks like he sheds a tackle and picks up a few yards, as he's going to be marked at about the 26. So that'll bring up 1st and 10. So what does State College have to do here to put some points on the board and maybe keep momentum on their side?
Well, Ryan, if I'm Tommy Freiberg for State College, I'm going to my number one man, and that's Brandon Clark. I mean, this guy can throw it up anywhere, and this guy will come down and pluck it out of the air. He's a great player, and he leads the team in catches.
Yeah, they've tried to establish the run game. They've done an okay job, but Pine Richland's done a pretty good job of stopping it. So lines to his left, Freiberger in the shotgun. He's going to motion over, and that's number 3 with the handoff, and he's met immediately. Number 3, Keaton Ellis on the handoff from the wide receiver position.
Looks like Jared Marfisi able to come in to bring him to the ground there.
Yeah, it looks like they tried to run a little jet sweep, but Pine Richland read it all the way. So now 2nd and 11. Freiberg back deep with lines to his left. Try a little triple option here, and that's going to be a pitch number 2, and he's going to pick up about 10 yards, as that's going to bring up for Cohen Russell. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 9. Oh, it looks like they're going to mark him a little short where I thought he went out, so it's going to be about a 3rd and 4.
Nice job by Tommy Freiberg there, able to create a little bit of deception. You don't know if he's running it or if he's going to pitch it out, and able to get a 3rd and manageable.
The option's such a tough play to perfect, because there's so many different ways that play could go down. So we'll see what they do next here with Freiberg. Shotgun snap. They're going to hand it off to Lyons on 3rd and 4, and he's going to pick up about 1 yard, so they're going to be short of the 1st down, 4th and 3. Pine Richland's defense did another great job of stopping the run up the middle.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job, and it's really tough. I mean, if your State College's offense, that really takes away much of your game, because now you force Freiberg to try to throw it up.
Looks like Brandon Clark's going to come on to punt. Luke Meckler back to return. That's a deep punt. Luke Meckler's going to have to backtrack. He's just going to let this one bounce, I think. And they're going to down Pine Richland at about the 1 yard line.
That was a great punt by Brandon Clark.
Beautiful punt. Nice spiral, end over end, and then got his man down there to stop it right at the 1 yard line. So bad field position for Pine Richland offense coming on, but you think that's really going to stop Phil from doing his thing?
We've seen them do it before, and really it's really devastating for a defense to get a team. You get a team backed up at their own 1 yard line, and then you see Green running right by you, whether it's 15 or 1. You see them running right by you, and it's so frustrating for a defense. We saw it against North Allegheny a couple weeks back. They were able to pin Pine Richland deep, but Pine Richland was able to establish a run, and sometimes you're so aggressive that it hurts you.
So here's Phil. He's going to keep it. He's going to jump over the line for a gain of about 1. Looks like he didn't see a hole, so he decided to go over. They're going to hurry back to the line. Looks like Raymond Falcone is lined up on the left as Jordan Crawford checks in for Kenny White.
Yeah, Ryan, I was saying before, sometimes when you have a team backed up like this, you try to over-blitz too much and it hurts you.
They're going to hand that off to Jordan Crawford up the middle, and he's going to be stuffed. Looks like the blitz worked that time, as it's going to be maybe a gain of about 1. Pine Richland bringing in some more receivers here, as you might see him trying to airball this one.
Jason DeFrancis checking in the slot.
Phil's in shotgun, Crawford to his left. He's going to throw a screen to DeFrancis. DeFrancis picks up the low pass, and he's going to be short of the first down. And it looks like Pine Richland is going to bring out the punt team here.
Nice job by Phil not forcing anything when you're backed up in your own, deep in your own territory, able to just get a few yards here for DeFrancis maybe. Well, the punter's still kicking out of the end zone, but not as far as he would have been.
And here comes Campbell for the punt, punting to Cohen Russell back deep to. Looks like that the punt is blocked a little bit, and they're going to pick it up. They're going to have excellent field position here for State College. And what does that do to your offense when you get a blocked punt like that and get the field position that they just got?
Yeah, Ryan, it can spark an offense, and really I was amazed that the ball traveled it that far after it got blocked.
It looks like he got his hand on there pretty good, but the ball was still able to get out of the red zone. So, but here comes State College offense, still down 7-0 with 1:31 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, and it's no picnic scoring touchdowns against this Pine Richland defense, so look for Pine Richland's defense to try to make a stand here.
He's going to fake it. He's going to let one go. And that is caught for a touchdown as he extends over the goal line. What a play.
Looks like Brandon Clark on that one.
What a play.
It was another instance. He beat his man Thomas Burns, Tommy Freiberg, able to just lay it up there over the top. And this guy's so tall that he just goes up and you can just throw it up anywhere, almost too high for him, and this guy will jump up and try to grab it. So a nice job by State College taking advantage of the good field position, and it looks like pending the extra point, we're going to have a tie ball game early here in the football game.
Yeah, and they ran a little fade there, and that the whole reason they moved Thomas Burns over to strong corner is to cover that bigger guy, because Jordan Crawford would have a little bit of a height match going on with Brandon. So, but Brandon says, okay, bring it on. I'm going to go ahead and score a touchdown here as he catches a nice fade around the 2-yard line and is able to extend over the goal line for a touchdown.
Yeah, and Brandon Clark started this all with the nice punt he had, the down Pine Richland deep, and looked like at the 1-yard line if I'm correct. But nice job there, and you really limit the playbook of an offense when you pin them that deep. And State College's special teams able to make the play, and they're able to get great field position, and they don't waste any time right after the block punt. They're able to throw it in for the touchdown.
So State College on the kick after their scoring drive. So Pine Richland just let up a score. Tie ball game. What do they need to do?
Looks like the Rams, well, first and foremost, looks like the Rams have Kenny White back there. We saw him return a kickoff for Pine Richland all the way for a touchdown a couple weeks back. See if Pine Richland tries to make something happen here on the kickoff. Maybe get those 7 points right back. You know this Pine Richland offense can strike quickly.
Looks like State College is going to kick over towards Jordan Crawford. Jordan Crawford's going to muffle the kick there. But he's going to try and pick up a few as he's going to be marked down at about the 25, 26-yard line. So out comes the Rams offense. Phil Dracovic, their fearless leader, and Kenny White joining him out wide as Phil Dracovic stands alone in the backfield, 5 receivers out wide. Kenny's motioned over to Phil's right. He's going to hand it off to Kenny White. Kenny White bounces off tackle. He's going to try and pick up a few yards, a spin move, and he's going to be grabbed by the foot and brought down for a gain of maybe 1 or 2 yards.
Nice job by Kenny White there, creating something out of nothing. He's able to gain a few there as it looks like it's 2nd down and 6. So he got 4 yards out of that. It looked like the State College defensive line was right on him there, and he's able to bounce off and pick up 4.
Phil's in shotgun. He's going to throw a screen to number 4, Dawson Goltz. And Goltz is able to pick up the first down. That'll move the chains. Now here comes that quick, explosive, hurry-up offense we always talk about, Ben.
Yeah, Dawson Goltz is another one of those gems that Pine Richland has. He can play quarterback as well. We saw it a couple weeks back.
Phil's going to drop back. He's going to roll out. He doesn't see what he likes. He's rolling out. He beats Lyman outside. He's going to keep it. And he's going to be hit close to the sideline. But he's right back up, ready for the next play. That's going to be a gain of about 5. So 2nd and 5 here.
You know, Phil does a nice job. I think he's improved this year is he doesn't try to force the ball in the coverage where no one's open, then he just tries to take what the defense gives him. They gave him 5 yards there, and he's able to take it.
This one he's going to hand off to Kenny White. Kenny White's going to make a huge truck for the first down and more. He's going to cut it back to the middle of the field as he's met, and he fumbled the ball. Looks like Kenny White lost the ball, and they're going to give it to State College. State College has recovered the fumble with 20.1 seconds left in the first quarter. What does that do to an offense?
Yeah, Ryan, you know, that's a killer. I mean, you think if you're Pine Richland in that offense, you think, you know, you got the ball at their own 30-yard line, try to go in for another score, and then unfortunately it
yeah, it looks like
the holding penalty adds insult to wound on that play, as it looked like regardless that they would have brought it back regardless.
Kenny looks to be a little upset, as he should be, as he took a shot in the arm and lost the ball, as Phil comes over and talks to him, saying, hey, just hold on to the ball. You're good. We'll get that back. But a huge blow to this Pine Richland offense. And now State College comes out with momentum on their side.
And this
Freiberg in the shotgun. He's going to snap it. He's going to drop back. He's looking across the field. He's going to let one fly. And that's going to be overthrown. As it looks like they have moved Jordan Crawford over onto Brandon, and Thomas Burns has switched back over to weak side corner.
Yeah, it looked like they were going up for Brandon Clark again, just overthrown a little bit.
Freiberg back in shotgun, lines to his left. He motions over. He's going to roll out. He's going to let it fly. Off balance throw, and that's incomplete. 3rd and 10.
Nice job by the Pine Richland defensive line. They were able to get some pressure on Tommy Freiberg. This guy's so mobile. He can move, make plays, make something out of nothing. And Pine Richland's defense was right there, able to force the issue and force the incomplete. And Ben Yoakum was right over the top of his man.
You know, it's so important that State College gets a first down here off of a big fumble, off of a big run that would have gone for a lot of yards, but they were able to pick up the fumble. So it's crucial that they get this first down here as they attempt a 3rd and 10. Freiberg in the shotgun, 3 receivers out wide. Lyons rolls out. He's going to dump it across the middle, and that's going into nowhere. Incomplete pass, 4th and 10.
Looked like a screen pass, but looked like there were some Rams there to grade him. So, I mean, that might have been a good time to drop the football, because you would have been backed up even more. But
so now Brandon Clark on a punt, Luke Meckler back to return. We'll see if he gets a chance to return this one.
We'll see if Brandon Clark, how good this punt is compared to his last one. His last one was very good.
And his last punt could have rolled for 20 more yards, so we'll see if he can get the same punt going. Excellent punt, as that ball is deep, as Luke Meckler comes in, and it's going to bounce up. He picks it up. He's going to run it. He's going. He's got space. And he's met at about the 30-yard line, but there is a flag. So after the fumble,
looks like it's on State College, so Pine Richland's going to be
face
moving
mask.
it.
So coming out is the Pine Richland offense. As the quarter is coming to an end, they will switch sides of the field, but coming off of that fumble, Pine Richland's defense with a 3-and-out stop. As what does Pine Richland offense need to do to just forget that fumble, just start fresh, put some points on the board?
Ryan, I think they've had a couple of drives to get the nerves out of their system, and I think, if you're Coach Casper, you just got to tell these guys that, relax. You're here for a reason. You guys are good, and just play ball. Don't let the nerves get to you. And it looks like that's what's happened here a couple of times, as we saw Kenny White fumbling and after a nice run. And really, that should give a boost to the Pine Richland offense, though.
They should
to know that, because their defense. We talked a little earlier about how good this defense is. Pine Richland had a big run that Kenny White ended up fumbling, and the defense is able to bail the offense out there, and really no damage done on the scoreboard.
And that's why football's such a team sport. Like, hey, the offense is having an off day. Hey, you guys just put some points on the board. We'll back you up. Okay, that's team sport. So Dracovic in the backfield, with Crawford behind him, DeFrancis to his right. As they're going to change the play, Crawford's going to shift to Dracovic's left. 4 receivers out wide. Let's see what they decide to do. He snaps. He's going to hand it off to Crawford outside. Crawford finds a hole, and he's going to pick up a gain of 2.
It looks like they lost the ball again, Brian.
They're going to keep it on Pine Richland's side as they rule him down by contact.
Ryan, that's the one thing that, last week Central was looking, when you come into a game as the underdog, you're looking for those turnover opportunities and try to flip the field.
So Phil alone in the backfield, 5 receivers out wide. Looks like some confusion going on between the refs and the play call. As they straighten it out, Phil takes a play. Crawford's going to shift to Dracovic's right as the line gets the call. In shotgun, they love to run this formation. Crawford shifts to his left. The snap, he's going to throw a screen to DeFrancis. And DeFrancis lost the football as they
looks like they're rolling it incomplete. That's another break for Pine Richland. That could have easily been ruled a backwards pass, and it looks like back-to-back plays here. They've caught lucky breaks.
And Pine Richland runs those screen passes a lot. That's kind of their go-to play, and those are always risky business, whether it's a forward pass or backwards pass. You never know how the refs are gonna the angle on the ball that they see. So they caught a break there. He takes a snap. He's gonna hand it off to Crawford. Crawford's gonna bust up the hole for a gain of about 4. It's gonna be 4th and 3. We'll see if Pine Richland decides to go for it, as we have seen them do it in the past. Looks like
they
Tyler
did
King is going to check in on offense.
Did it a number of times last week against Central Catholic. Had the ball at midfield, and they decided they're going to go for it. But looks like Phil's going to pooch kick.
And he will indeed, as that is a deep kick. And that ball's going to roll to about the 11-yard line, as good field position for Pine Richland's defense, bad field position for State College. What do they got to do to switch the momentum up?
Ryan, I think that really it comes down to establishing the run. All we've seen from State College's offense is Brandon Clark, and you just kind of shake your head and wonder if when they're backed in this field position, if they're going to even go that route, because Pine Richland wants to capitalize and put some points on the board, get maybe a safety. So it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do, if they're just going to run the ball a few times to just get some breathing room from their end zone.
Looks like he's going to fake it. He's going to roll out. He's going to keep it, and he's going to pick up a gain of about 6, as it's going to be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, it looks like that's exactly what Tommy Freiberg did, able to get his guys some breathing room. A nice gain of, looks like 6 yards there.
Freiberg in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Lyons. Lyons trying to bust out the middle. He finds a hole, and he's going to be met for a gain of about 2. It's going to be 3rd and 2.
You know, it's so tough playing a guy like Tristan Lyons because if you're at the linebacker position, you know, he's so small, it's almost like you can't see him, and now they run the sneak to try to...
It looks like a dog pile right around, and it's going to go for no gain. Here comes 4th and 2. Pine did a good job to snuff that one out.
Yeah, it looked like Kenny White jumping over the top.
Looks like here comes the punt unit as Luke Meckler drops back to return the punt.
Nice job by...
Luke Meckler's going to go way back this time as he's seeing how deep Brandon Clark can kick this ball.
Nice job by the Rams defense again, standing up. Phil Jerkovic gives you good field position with the punt, and they're able to take advantage and hold them to a 3 and out.
The punt, and that is a low, squibby punt as it's going to roll past Meckler. He's going to pick it up, and he's tackled for a big loss at around the 25-yard line. That's Isaiah Edwards on the stop. So here comes Pine Richland offense once again, only up. Actually, they're not up at all. It's 7-7. It's a tie game here, but we'll see if they can go up here, as they're anxious to put points on the board. Maybe a little too anxious, and the nerves are getting to them, like you said, Ben. So we'll see if they can just calm down and play like they've played all season.
Yeah, let's see if they can maybe establish some hurry-up offense. They really ran it to perfection last week.
Kenny on Phil's left. Now to his right. Phil takes a snap. He's going to fake it. He's going to throw it, and it's going to be incomplete. Intended for number 20, Ben Yoakum, across the middle for a good short pickup, but that's going to be low and incomplete. Here comes 2nd and 10. And they've had a lot of incomplete passing. It's hard to get Pine Richland's hurry-up offense going when you keep stopping the clock and having all this time break.
Yeah, you said it, Ryan. I mean, the couple of drop passes doesn't help a no-huddle hurry-up offense.
Phil's going to pitch this out to Kenny on the option. Kenny's got room. He's going to lower his shoulder, and he's going to pick up the 1st down and more, as they're going to be tackled right around the 44-yard line.
Yeah, Kenny White able to offer up a nice response to his the fumble he had earlier, able to pick up some good yardage, give the Rams a 1st down, and try to get this offense going.
We'll see if they give it to him again. As he fakes it, he's going to look short to Jason DeFrancis out wide. He's going to be tackled at about the 50. That's going to bring up 2nd and 2. Excuse me, 2nd and 3.
Nice job by Phil there, taking what the defense gives you. You don't take, if the deep ball's not there, you just throw it short and pick up the nice chunk of yardage.
He's going to fake this to Kenny White as he dodges.
And there's a flag down, Ryan.
As he still gets it off, even off the face mask, they're probably going to decline that penalty.
Or maybe do they add 15? It'll be interesting. I don't know if they would add on to the run if it didn't occur onto the...
Phil did an incredible job of reading that, trying to duck his head out of there. He grabbed his face mask and is still able to stay up and complete that pass. The penalty is declined. And that's going to be a 1st down, and that was a huge catch across the middle by number 20, Ben Yoakum. And, you know, we've seen that from Phil all year, just feeling the pressure. He's so good back in the pocket.
It's tough for any of those defensive linemen to get at him. You just try to grab at something, and unfortunately he got the face mask of Phil.
Crawford up the middle. He's still going for a 1st down. He's going to be tackled around the 8-yard line. Looks like Pine Richland trying to pick up the pace a little bit as they have State College on their heels. He's going to fake this one outside. He's got room. He's going to lower his shoulder, and he's going to be met. He's still up. He's still going. And he's going to be tackled at about the 1.5, 2-yard line.
Nice job there by State College's defense, able to stay with it on Phil. He's not an easy man to bring down. 6'5", 240.
And here comes 2nd and goal, as they're going to hand this to Kenny, and Kenny is in the end zone for a touchdown. That is another touchdown for Pine Richland. 1st touchdown of the day for Kenny White. as they'll go up 13-7 with 7 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the half.
What a response by Kenny after he was upset after the fumble. He's able to redeem himself and get Pine Richland back into the lead with 7:32 left in the second quarter.
So Victoria Orsini on to attempt the pat. He lines up the kick. Snapped. It's up. And it is good. So out comes State College's offense, depending on how this kickoff goes down. But if you're State College, you don't want to let Pine Richland get too far ahead. That's what they've done all season. They've just got too far ahead to where there's just no coming back from. But State College is still very well in this football game.
Yeah, Ryan. I mean, you said it. The defense for State College, excuse me, they've done a nice job of really containing this Pine Richland offensive attack early, whether it be holding Phil, stopping the big runs in the backfield. I mean, we've seen if we disregard Kenny's big run that he had there on the previous drive, they've been really able to contain this Pine Richland running game, and that's really some of the lifeblood of those option plays they like to run, because you take away the running game, then it's really tough. It makes it really tough for Phil, and that defensive line can just come after him. But a nice job so far by them. And they're still relatively in this football game, only down by 7 points.
And they could tie it up with this drive right here, so we'll see if they do that.
Yeah, but I mean, the last thing that they want is a 3 and out to give it back to that Rams offense, who seems to have found their groove after that drive.
The kick is up, and that's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. So out comes State College offense, down 7 points, eager to put points on the board and tie this game up, not let Pine Richland get the better of them.
Yeah, Pine Richland their defense has been able to hold these guys to 3 and outs their previous 2 drives. See if they can do it again here. Make that State College defense come back out onto the field with some short rest.
They're going to hand that off to Lyons, as Lyons looking for a lane, and there is none. He's going to get a gain of about a half a yard. It's going to be a 2nd and 9. Freiberg in the backfield, Lyons to his right. He's going to fake this. He's going to look to Brandon Clark as he makes another big catch across the middle of the field. It's just Tom Burns couldn't compete with the size and the hands of Brandon Clark.
Yeah, Brandon Clark on the post pattern, able to pull it down. Looked like the ball was a little over his head, but able to nice job adjusting to it. And it's very tough if you're Thomas Burns trying to cover a guy who's on 6'5", it looks. On the, if I could get my numbers here. Yeah, 6'5", 195 pounds.
It's a big man you have to cover there. That ball's airmailed up, and that's going to be picked off by Dawson Goltz. He's going to start running the other way as there's Green in front of him. He's got blockers. He's down the sideline, and he's brought out at about the 30-yard line. So
add some more on that one, Ryan. It looked like a horse collar, maybe a little bit of frustration on State College's side.
Yeah, it looks like he tackles him after the play was over. So that's going to be added yards, so we'll see where they mark it exactly.
And that's the last thing you want to do if you're State College. I mean, we just talked about it earlier. You don't want – the last thing they want is a 3 and out and give this Rams offense the ball back. But the worst thing they could do is give the Rams the ball in great field position, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. It looks like we do have a marker back in Pine Richland territory.
Dead ball, horse collar against the kicking team, or against the defense.
Looks like there are penalties on both sides.
Looked like a block in the back for Pine Richland on the return. I just saw that.
It looks like they're going to back Pine Richland up. Is I didn't see anything.
Yeah,
And the crowd clearly does not understand the call here, as they are upset and yelling at the officials.
Yeah, I think it's because if there's penalties on both sides during an interception on the run back, I think they just bring it back to the spot of the interception.
Looks like that's what they're going to do. Looks like Pine Richland maybe won't get the great field position they were needed, but that's not going to stop Phil Dracovic and his Pine Richland offense from going out there and putting more points on the board.
Yeah, Ryan. I mean, it looked like they didn't even, and they're getting that State College defense back out on some short rest. So see if they can take advantage of it, because when Phil Dracovic runs at you and throughout the game, it gets tougher and tougher to try to tackle this guy.
Phil Dracovic fumbles a snap as he's going to try and improvise here. So he's just going to look for a man. He's going to dump it off to number 5, Ray Falcone. He might be able to turn this nothing pass into something as he runs all the way across the field. Phil Dracovic comes upfield for a block as Ray Falcone turns a screen pass into a first down. And State College is clearly frustrated as you see some hands being thrown across the field there. But what a play by Ray Falcone and Phil Dracovic.
Yeah.
As Phil Dracovic fumbled the snap, had to improvise. Ray came back off of his route to catch it. And then Phil comes upfield to draw a nice block as they're going to run the hurry-up offense here. Phil's in the shotgun. He's going to snap it. He's going to look back. He's dropping back. He's going to roll out of the pocket. He's looking for Ray Falcone again. He's going to catch it. And he's tackled for another first down.
Yeah, Ray Falcone's been the star of this drive. He was able to take that short little pass a couple of plays ago and take it for a big gain. And Phil Dracovic, I mean, he's a big guy, but he can also use those legs.
So he's going to look out. He's going to go to Falcone again. Falcone turns the screen into about a 5-yard play. That's going to bring up 2nd and 5 as momentum keeps rolling for the Rams. They're going to hurry up to the line here.
Yeah, this State College defense, their head has to be spinning right now with the way that this Pine Richland offense has been coming at them these last couple of plays.
And that's what they're so good at. They've done it all season long, so we'll see if they can continue throughout this game. As Phil Dracovic with Crawford to his left, he's going to take the snap. He's looking out wide again. He's going to let one fly. That's Ben Yoakum across the middle. He's going to be tackled inside the red zone at about the 5-yard line, but it looks like they're going to mark it at about the 6.
Yeah, Ben Yoakum, Phil was able to find him on the post pattern and looked like the last man there for State College was able to save the touchdown as Ben had a clear path to the end zone.
He's going to snap. Phil's going to keep this one. He's going to try and pick up a few, but State College does a good job of stuffing for maybe a gain of 1 or 2 as it brings up 2nd and goal. As State College tries to check in defenses, they haven't been able to because of the speed and hurry-up offense of Pine Richland. Dracovic in the backfield, takes a snap. Crawford rolls out. He's going to pitch it. Crawford up the middle, and he's going to be stuffed at the goal line, and they're going to mark him short at about the 1-yard line.
Nice job by the defense for State College, able to read that play. Nowhere for Crawford to go.
Looks like Tyler King's going to check in on offense. You haven't really seen that all season, as he's going to check in as a fullback.
Maybe it'll be interesting to see if they give it to Tyler King or if Phil keeps it. It's tough to judge if you're a defensive line.
Phil's going to keep it. You said it, Ben. He's going to try and push through. Everyone's pushing. See when they blow the whistle. Looks like they're going to mark him at the same spot as no gain, as Phil still wasn't even brought down, as he just kept those long legs churning, but the refs had to stop it at some point. So it'll bring up 4th and goal. It'll be interesting to see if they bring on the field goal unit or if they just go ahead and attempt it. Looks like Phil's going to stay on the field.
Looks like Nick Jelski and Tommy Camino have checked in.
Tyler King stays in at fullback. Ray Falcone out to his left. Phil's going to keep it again. He's going to dive over the end zone, extend the ball. I don't know if the ref saw it go over the line.
Looked like there was a flag.
There was a flag thrown, so we'll see where that is. As that's going to, as of right now, that was a stop for State College, but we'll see where the flag.
But regardless, you do back up the State College Little Lions deep in their own territory.
Chop block on the offense as State College will get the ball, but they are pushed back deep into their own territory as they will move the ball forward due to the penalty. Or no, they will not. They will keep it at the goal line. So Pine Richland is going to maybe bring some pressure, try and put 2 points on the board here.
Yeah, but nice job by State College there on defense, and they're really keeping themselves into the game here. Pine Richland would have loved to score there, but you look up at the scoreboard, there's almost 3 minutes left in the half, and you're only down by 7.
Phil seems to be a little frustrated after this drive as he's refusing to drink water. As Brandon Clark with another big play, and he dodges the tackle. He's going to go upfield, but just can't compete with the speed of Pine Richland's defense as he's tackled out.
Looks like there's a flag,
at
though.
around the 45, but there is a flag.
Saw Anthony Sermonera motioning for pass interference.
Brandon Clark might have pushed off as he is motioning. 2 flags. He's going to speak to the coaches first.
Holding against the defense decline.
Holding against the defense was declined by State College.
I stand corrected, Brian.
Sideline warning, number 1, State College.
And that is a sideline warning again for State Colleges. We saw them back Pine Richland off of their sideline, but they didn't give them a warning. State College has been warned as looks like the head coach got in the official's face there a little bit. So Freiburg with pretty decent field position here after that big catch by Brandon Clark. Lines to his right.
Pine Richland side getting really into it.
They want to stop here. They want the ball back.
Are we at Pine Richland Stadium?
It's what it sounds like. As Freiburg takes a step, he's going to pitch it out to Lyons. Lyon has a hole, and he's going to be tackled, and it looks like he does have enough for the first down. He's just across the 50-yard line. First down, State College, and momentum is rolling for State College right now. We'll see if they can try and tie this game up before half, as there's 3 minutes and 5 seconds remaining. Pine Richland's defense crucial for a stop here, as they might even try and double up Brandon Clark, as you see Kenny cheating over. And he's going to dodge a sack, and Freiburg's going to keep this one for a gain of about 6. And the coaches look a little upset, as there might have been a little bit of pushing and shoving after a late hit on their quarterback, which no one likes to see, but the refs didn't see it that way, so it will be a 2nd and 4.
Nice job by Tommy Freiburg. They were able to create something out of nothing again. He looked like Tommy Camino had him there for a second. He was able to escape and pick up a minimal gain. So it looks like it's 2nd and 4, so he's able to pick up 6.
Freiburg back deep with Lyons to his left. Looks like Brandon Clark over on the top of your screen. He's going to dump this one off, and Kenny delivers a huge hit. That's going to be a flag, though, as he did touch the ball. I don't understand the flag, as the ball was touched, and then Kenny delivered the hit so that he couldn't recover and catch the ball. But it looks like there's a personal foul, and it's going to be a cheap one on Pine Richland, as he dumped that ball off high and left his tight end high out to dry there, as he tipped it, and Kenny came in for the hit, but the refs didn't see it that way. The refs saw it as unsportsmanlike conduct and a personal foul, so that's going to give them 1st and 10 on the 28-yard line.
Well, he gets a lot of style points for that. I mean, if you're a State College receiver, I don't know if you want to go over on his end of the field again.
Not after that hit, absolutely, as Kenny might have just got the short end of that flag. I don't believe it was a penalty, but Freiburg in the shotgun, Lyons to his right. He's going to hand it off up the middle. Lyons has space. He's going to cut back across the middle of the field. He's still going, and he's tackled around the 10. And they're going to mark him down at the 9-yard line, as they have now entered the red zone, 1st and goal. Kenny upset about the penalty on the sideline here, as the fans seem to agree with him at the call, but what are they going to do now? Except get this ball back and put it away. As with 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining in the half.
Look for Freiburg to go to his man, Brandon Clark, here in the end zone.
Clark at the top of your screen. Freiburg checks in the play. Steps out, Lyons to his left. Takes a snap. He's going to hand it off the Lyons up the middle, and Pine Richland does a good job of reading that for a short game of only 2. And it's going to be 2nd and goal.
See if Pine Richland can come up with a goal line stand of their own like the State College Lions did earlier.
Both teams still have timeouts left as the clock continues to tick down here, as we're at 1 minute and 15 left at a 2nd and goal Looks like they're just going to try and push it in, leave Pine Ridge a minimum time to score.
Pine Richland does get the kickoff to start the second half.
Freiberg's going to fake it. He's going to dump it off on the fade.
Looks like an interference there on Pine Richland.
If I'm mistaken, is that Ray Falcone on the coverage of Brandon Clark? They're going to mark pass interference in the end zone on what I believe is Ray Falcone.
Yeah, it looks
on
like
the coverage of Brandon Clark on the fade.
It's so tough to cover Brandon Clark. I mean, with his physical size and everything, and Ray just got caught up trying to grab and hold him. And
yeah, it looks like they decided to bring Ray in on defense, try and get a little size matchup going for Brandon Clark, make it a little harder for him to catch the ball as Ray got a little handsy on that play. And they're going to try the same play again as Brandon Clark goes up and catches it, makes it look like it's easy money, as that's going to be a touchdown. Easy. Nothing Ray can do about that one. Brandon Clark, just an excellent receiver, going up and using those big hands to bring down that ball. With 57.2 seconds remaining, the Lions trail 1, depending on the point after here.
see if Pine Richland's offense can respond after the goal line stand.
The kick is up, and it is good. So, with 57.2 seconds remaining, State College will kick off the ball to Pine Richland. Assuming that Pine Richland will safely return the kickoff, Ben, do you think that they're going to try and put some points on the board with 3 timeouts left in the half?
Yeah, Ryan. I mean, we've seen them do it time and time again. They really like to utilize Jason DeFrancis on those last drives. They did it last week, and they were able to really push themselves into halftime, and then they got the kickoff to start half 2. And really a similar situation here. They get the kick to start half 2, and they have the ball with, looks like, just under a minute left to play here in the first half. So maybe a chance to get a couple of scores without having to send your defense out onto the field.
So Ray Falcone and Jordan Crawford back deep to receive the kick as State College lines up to kick it off. Pine Richland, Phil looks eager on the sideline to get out there and put some points on the board. So does Kenny White as they decide their plays for the next drive.
Yeah, Ryan, and we've seen Phil play. Phil plays his best when he's angry, so we'll see how he responds.
Chip this ball up by Tashain Kafardi, who is met hard and fumbles the ball, and State College is going to recover that, and it's going to go the other way, it looks like. We'll get the official ruling here in a second. Yes, it will be State College's ball as that chipped kick. Shane Kafardi just went up and got it and was met immediately and hammered to the ground, and Shane Kafardi just couldn't hold on to the ball there. But what are you going to do when you have a 150-pound guy trucking at you when you don't even know he's there, and then boom,
yeah, that
just hit you like a freight train.
Yeah, that was a great hit there by State College, and unfortunately for the Rams, they have to give it right back to State College. This defense has to stand up right here.
So momentum stays with State College. They have excellent field position with 54 seconds, 2 timeouts remaining in the half, as they're going to go for the, and he is sacked as Pine Richland defense looks a little angry at that fumble. So
looks
they're coming back.
Looks like Tommy Camino got in there. He had a nice game last week.
No timeout is used. The clock continues to tick. 40 seconds remain and counting. Freiberg hurries his offense to the line. Lions to his left. We'll see what they decide to do. Brandon Clark at the top of your screen. He's going to try and run it.
Looks like they almost got him again.
And he's going to be met and hit hard as he's still short of the original line of scrimmage, as that's going to bring up a 3rd and long. And looks like they use a timeout. The Little Lions use a timeout here as with 24.1 seconds remaining. We'll see if they take a shot at the end zone here or just try and maybe get into some field position for their kicker to come on and attempt a field goal. If you're Pine Richland's defense, though, do you think you can get the ball back and still have enough time to put points on the board?
Well, you know, Ryan, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, there's 24 seconds. I think that they're just looking to try to slow down this momentum that State College has so far. I mean, and it'd be big for the defense of Pine Richland if they can come up with a stop here, because on the kickoff, when you give the ball to State College deep in your own territory and your defense is able to rise up, it could spark your offense again, and we'll see if that happens here. If the Rams are able to get the ball again to start we'll get the ball again late in this half, but they will be getting it to start the third quarter, and it'll be interesting to see how they'll handle that kickoff because that kickoff before to Pine Richland that was fumbled, it really gets into your head.
And it looks like the fans are getting crazy on this third down stop, trying to put some pressure on State College here. As the pressure is there indeed, he's going to hand it off for a little bit of a triple jet sweep, and Brandon Clark's going to throw it downfield, and it's going to fall short of number 3. Keaton Ellis, as they tried a little reverse jet sweep action and throw down the field play. Something straight out of the Madden video game. But it looks like it's going to go incomplete with 17.3 seconds remaining.
Yeah,
Fourth down coming up. We'll see what they decide to do here. Looks like Freiburg's going to stay out on the field.
Yeah, Keaton Ellis had a couple of Rams right there with him, and nice job able to defend the pass as the crowd gets into it here, trying to will this defense of the Rams to a big stop here in this football game.
Press coverage by Pine Richland defense. Freiburg steps back. He rolls out to his left. He's going to let one fly to the end zone.
Huge stop for the Rams here.
Looks like there's a little bit of contact there on Thomas Burns, as there might have been some offensive pass interference, but the ref didn't see it that way. With 11 seconds remaining, with a long way to go for the Rams here, do you think they try something with 3 timeouts, or do you think they just send it to the half and try and regroup?
Yeah, I think if you're the Rams, you just got to knee it and send it into the half. And really, if from State College's side, they got to be really happy. I mean, they're coming out of this half, they're tied at 14, and they're right there. And that's what you have to do if you're the underdog. Just keep yourself in the game, and they've done that today. And as we've seen, Phil Dracovic knee. Pine Richland will get the kickoff to start the third quarter.
Into halftime, please stay tuned for the coverage of our marching band and State College's marching band as we will return in the third quarter. I'm Ryan Buller. Alongside me is Ben Lambert. Our score 14-14 at the end of the first half. We will be back. We could do the Supremos one, but I don't know the other ones. Okay, can I go read that? We can read them at the start of the second half, if we can get them. Woo! It's a good game. Not what I was expecting. State College came ready to play. Irish was not looking like their normal selves.
Still just.
Irish is hanging their head down, going and walking everywhere to fix that. Whoa.
Just a reminder, football fans, that representatives of the Hempfield Area Football Parents Club be tonight in the stands this afternoon, selling a 50-50 ticket. I've just been informed that the winner of today's 50-50 will indeed take home more than $500.
Welcome back, I'm Ryan Bowler, and this is Ben Lambert, and we're at 14-14 score, Rams versus the Little Lions of State College. And before we get going here, I'd like to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. Thank you to our sponsor, Oxford Solutions, a full-service consulting firm with expertise in IT, engineering, and accountant and finance, partnering with clients for over 20 years for critical staffing needs on hiring from contract direct hire to customized project-based solutions. I would also like to give a quick thank you to our sponsor, Extreme Networks, and our thank you to our sponsor, Sodexo. Sodexo takes pride in the 30-plus years partnership with Pine Richland School District managing the food service program. Sodexo has been proud of the role we play by providing high-quality and nutritious meals that help our students succeed both in outside the classroom. Good luck to the football team and to all the supporting fans. So, with Pine Richland taking the ball at the second half, returning the kickoff, what do they need to get doing here, Ben?
Well, Ryan, I think they really fell short in the first half on two things. They turned the ball over a couple of times, and that's never going to help. And it looked like on the one turnover, it was on the fumble, by Kenny, and it was a good run, and he was unable to hold on to the ball, and then the other on the kickoff, and really that's when you do that, you put your defense in bad spots, and also the penalties. They've stopped themselves on both sides of the ball. They had that questionable penalty on Kenny White, but it ended up moving the Little Lions a little further, closer to the end zone, and Pine Richland has to clean up some of the penalties. They've been stopping themselves a lot on offense. They really just have to play cleaner and not take as many penalties, and they should be fine. Look for them to come out and try to set the tempo here in this second half as the Jordan Crawford's trying to get these fans going, as it looks like he's succeeding as this crowd for Pine Richland's come to life. They travel well.
We'll see if Pine Richland can put momentum on their side here as they're looking for a quick score. And they're playing a lot sloppier than we normally see them, as maybe their nerves coming into this state playoff tournament game, but we'll see if they can just shake those nerves at halftime. That's what it was for. They went into this indoor locker rooms, the nice heat, get out of the wind for a little bit. Now they're coming out. Looks like they're ready to play as Jordan Crawford, like you said, trying to pump up this crowd, and it's working as they're going crazy. Kenny White and Jordan Crawford back deep to return. State College to kick off momentarily. Here's the kick, and they're going to onside it, and it didn't work as Pine Richland was able to fall down on it.
Nice job by the Rams there.
So good field position coming for Pine Richland as they'll be at about the 50-yard line. Exactly, they'll be at about the 47-yard line, so we'll see what Pine Richland can get going here as Phil comes back onto the field, coming off from a shaky first half.
Yeah, we'll see how he responds, Ryan. I mean, he's tend to be known to make his money in the second half this year, and we'll see how he responds. Looks like he has some good field position starting. It looks like around midfield.
He's going to throw to open up the half to Ben Yoakum across the middle. That's going to be a nice gain of about 8 or 7, depending on where they mark it. It's going to be a gain of 8. It's going to be 2nd and 2 as they hurry back to the line and try and get momentum rolling quick and catch State College on their heels for that big open play to the end zone.
Looks like Kenny White's in the backfield next to Phil.
Phil's going to fake it to Kenny. He's going to take out the middle as he's grabbed, but he's going to pull forward to about the 39-yard line. And he's going to be tackled, but he will pick up the first down. They waste no time getting back to the line as Phil and Crawford and Kenny both all in the backfield. 3 receivers out wide. Falcone at the bottom of your screen. He looks across the middle. That's Dawson Goltz with a big catch and a stiff arm. He's going to go. We'll see if they give it to him. They give it a touchdown as he reached across the goal line. An impressive extension by the arms of Dawson Goltz as he's able to muster the defender enough to reach that ball over the goal line, and the referee has signaled a touchdown. Pine Richland will go up 6. Ben, what did you see there?
You know, Ryan, Phil hit Dawson Goltz there on the crossing pattern, and there was no one within 5 yards of him. And the problem is when you give a guy like Dawson Goltz a speedy guy, a gem for this Pine Richland offense, you give him a little bit of room and he's going to exploit it, and he did it there. And Pine Richland able to do exactly what they wanted to do, come out and start fast here to start the second half.
That they did, and the PAT is up by Orsini, and it is good. So Pine Richland takes an early lead here, 21-14 in the first half as 11-11 remains on the clock. In the second half, Pine Richland will come out to kick. State College to return. If you're State College, what do you got to do to just keep it how it's been? Maybe keep back on their shaky game that they've been playing. Don't let them get a solid foundation.
You know, Ryan, I thought that that State College, their offense did a nice job establishing the run a little bit, and Tommy Freiberg, again, he's doing a nice job, but really not forcing much. I mean, besides the interception, he's played a pretty clean ball game, and he's been able to get himself out of some pressure. So look for them to establish the run, and they like to go to their man Brandon Clark around the goal line. We saw them do that their last drive of the first half.
State College back to receive as Orsini gets his kick team ready for the kickoff here. Pine Richlands up 21-14 with 11:11 remaining in the third quarter. Here's the kick. It's a line drive, and that's going to go out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Lion offense as Freiberg tries to lead his team to another touchdown here.
See how this defense responds.
Pine Richlands' defense is obviously eager for a stop here as they'd be able to shift momentum completely to their side.
Able to complement the offense as we talked about earlier. So it looks like the Rams fans are getting into it again.
Freiberg's going to keep it. He's going to throw. And that's going to be picked off by Kenny White as he jumps in front of Brandon Clark for a huge interception as they try to strip it, but he's going to take it to about the 22-yard line. A huge play by Kenny White as he read that quick slant all the way, stepped in front of Brandon Clark, and picked that ball off all hands. Beautiful play, beautiful read. Kenny White is one talented football player, and we've seen that from him all year. And even coming off the injury, he's played phenomenal.
Yeah, Ryan, I mean, it looked like, from my point, it looked like Tommy Freiberg was eyeballing his man there, Brandon Clark, and nice job by Kenny White getting a little measure of revenge there, able to pluck it out of the air and give the Rams good field position. And now Pine Richlands got a great opportunity to open this thing up and get a two-score lead as we have a State College player down.
You know, the second that ball hit Kenny's hands, Phil's eyes just lit up. Oh my gosh, what field position. We're putting points on the board. No questions asked. We are getting another touchdown. They're coming out with fire, momentum on their side as they help the injured player off the field here. We'll see what Pine Richlands decides to do to catch this defense off guard for another touchdown, maybe go up 2 scores.
Yeah, Ryan, I mean, and that's the last thing. If you're the Little Lions, that's the last thing you want to do is I mean, I talked about earlier Tommy Freiberg trying to force things, and looked like he tried to force it a little bit into some tough coverage there.
Top receiver, he tried to get it to Brandon Clark.
And that can be a problem when you try to do that, when you try to play aggressive when you're backed up a little bit, and he tried to force it into Brandon Clark, but Kenny White able to make him pay for it and give the Rams nice field position.
So we've seen Ray and Jordan Crawford on Brandon Clark. They finally put Kenny over there, and Kenny makes him pay. Looks like Ben Yoakum across the middle, and he's going to truck all the way into the end zone for a touchdown. The first play of the drive as they'll go up 27-14.
What a response for the Pine Richland Rams. You know, they were coming out. We saw them at halftime. They were going to the locker room with their heads hung a little bit. And it looked like whatever Coach Kasparovich said to them in the locker room really sparked them. And they waste no time after Kenny White's interception. They punched it in for 6, and it looks like they'll be going up by 14 pending the extra point by Orsini.
Orsini lines up the kick. Dawson Goltz the holder, the snap, the kick. It's up, and it's good. Perfect from Orsini so far in this game. But the momentum has shifted here, and this is something State College came into this game saying, hey, we cannot let Pine Richland start rolling downhill on us because we're never going to stop them. And that's what they've done. Pine Richland is starting to turn momentum, so State College desperate for score here as they come
Ryan,
onto the field.
I think for them, they need to get back to what they were doing well in the first half. They need to extend, get the running game going and use all 3 downs to try to just keep moving the chains, move it all the way down the field, Try to tire out that Pine Richland defense. That'll stop the bleeding a little bit, but that's the problem with playing against this Pine Richland offense is you could think you got them, you think you have them where you want them, and then they just come out and they come out and then they come out firing, and next thing you know, you look up on the scoreboard, you're down by 14 points.
Now we've seen Pine Richland, just something to mention here. We've seen them, correctly. I don't know how to say it, but they've recovered 2 onside kicks this season. Maybe they'll try and catch him off guard with one here, something to keep an eye out for. As State College looks to be in a normal kick return formation. Orsini off the kick. He's going to let this one fly. It's going to be out. He's going to be able to run this one back, and no, it's going to fall into the back of the end zone. For a touchback as Pine Richland's defense comes back onto the field. And you know they're going to have Kenny White out there after the huge interception.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Tommy Freiberg responds after that interception. If he's hesitant to throw the ball over there, and you know that coverage aids that pass rush, and you better believe that Pine Richland defensive line, they're pinning their ears back, and they want to get after him a little bit and maybe force another big play for this Pine Richland team. And
Lines with the handoff on the draw play. He's going to run, and it looks like he might have enough for the first down as they're going to give him the first down. But when you're a quarterback after throwing an interception like that, it's such a big momentum shift in this game, especially one as important as this because it's win or go home at this point in the season. Are you a little more cautious to throw the ball? I mean, you are down 2 scores at this point, but you also have that thought in the back of your mind, hey, I don't want to throw another interception.
Yeah, I think they did a nice job there on that first play of really a quarterback's best friend is his run game, and they were able to pick up some nice yardage there. And that's really, a man once said that 3 things can happen when you put the ball in the air, and 2 of them are bad. So,
and we'll see what they do here as Freiberg fakes the pitch outside, and he's going to take it for a short gain of maybe a half yard, maybe even got stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Nice job by the Pine Richland Rams defensive line, not taking the bait of Freiberg, trying to pitch it out to Lions, and they were able to stay home and get him for, looks like no gain, 2nd down and 10.
Freiberg's in the shotgun, lines to his left. Takes a snap. He's going to roll to his left. He sees pressure. He is met hard. That is Anthony Sermonero with the sack, and we've seen that from him all year long as he is so good at getting off his blocks, and he punched the quarterback there. He said, you are not leaving that pocket without paying for it.
Yeah, we saw last week Sermonero had an interception, and he's able to make his presence known very loudly. With that big hit, you can hear it from up here.
Pads were popping. That's a good, clean hit there by Sermonero, and Freiberg's definitely going to second guess rolling out next time.
That'll shake up a quarterback. It'll be interesting to see how it affects Tommy Freiberg here on this 3rd down play.
Looks like he's going to roll out the opposite way this time. He's going to let one fly, and that's way overhead. Attempted for number 3, Keaton Ellis, who's been attempted for a couple times, but just couldn't connect with him yet.
They threw it for him on their last drive of the first half. They threw that
reverse jet sweep thing.
And it looked like they had Brandon Clark throwing it, and a couple of Rams able to force the incomplete.
So it looks like Brandon Clark comes out to punt as Luke McElroy goes back to return. Looks like he's going to play a little deeper than he normally does, as we've seen the powerful leg from Brandon Clark before. So we'll see what happens here. The punt is going to bounce up in the air, and Meckler's hit as soon as he touches the ball, as he decided to wait and go up and get it.
And it looks like he's down.
He's a little shaken up, as that might not have been the smartest decision. As that ball went up, he had to have known that someone was coming the second he went up for that ball.
Yeah, really, that's the one thing you don't want to do when you're returning punts is you don't want to have your back to the defense because you know that at any moment you could be getting hit really hard, and I think those are one of those plays where you just let that ball go because you don't want to force anything and get injured. But Luke Meckler trying to make a play, and if you're Coach Casper, you like that obviously, but hopefully he's okay.
And that's the thing, when you're returning, punt returners don't get enough appreciation in NFL, college, or any kind of football because they're like, you get to just catch the kick and then run it back, try and make a big touchdown.
And then you have a guy running trying to take your head off. And
yeah, it's the thing is about punt returning is it's like a quarterback. You have to not only know the position, you have to know the other positions too. You have to be able to read the punt formation. As Luke Meckler's helped off the field, he's going to walk off on his own power. He's holding his groin, so might have pulled something there for a little bit. But back to being a punt returner, like it's all intelligence there along with skill. So looks like Luke Meckler might second guess going up for a ball next time, but hopefully he's okay. We'll be able to return another punt a day.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he does not return, who they put back there. I would guess maybe Kenny White or Jordan Crawford, as they've returned kickoffs before.
Well, Pine Richlands offense coming on the field. Maybe if they get another score, they won't be able to punt anymore because they're going to be down by 3 scores if Pine Richland and Phil Dracovic can put up 6 more here. So we'll see what they do as Phil lines up in the shotgun, Crawford to his right, Ray Falcone at the bottom of your screen. He's going to hand it off to Crawford on the double reverse that we saw in the first half by State College.
Look at Phil out blocking.
Thomas Burns, the speedster, down the sideline. You can't catch him. Oh, and it looks like they marked him out of bounds as Thomas Burns just dropped the ball. I didn't know what happened there until I realized they marked him out of bounds at around the 47-yard line.
You know, that's that speed we were waiting for. We saw it a little bit this year, and then finally nice job by Phil. How about Phil out there blocking for his man? You love that as a coach to see your quarterback.
That was an excellent play design for a speed guy like him. As Phil drops back for this one, he's going to look outside to Falcone as Falcone makes a nice catch for the first down as they keep driving. But going back to that one play, to utilize a player's speed ability like that, he really is one of the fastest kids in the country. As he holds records. That's a great play design, and it seemed to work if he didn't step out. Phil's going to run an option, and he's going to keep it for a gain of about 2 yards here. It's going to be 2nd and 8.
You know, and I think if you're Pine Richland, you don't mind that short little gain there because you have a big 6'5" man and Phil Dracovic coming at these defensive linemen. It can tire you out later in the game.
Well, he's going to drop back this time. He's going to step in the pocket. He feels pressure. He's going to keep it. He's going to go outside, and he's going to step out of bounds at around the 30-yard line. 29 to be exact.
Nice job by Phil there again of making something out of nothing, not forcing it. That's the big difference in his game this year from last year is we got a State College player down on the field.
And Ben, I'm not sure if you mentioned it, but one of the things that you might have mentioned it earlier, but one of the things he had trouble with early in his career was he was always trying to force the ball, and that was one of his major things that they had to work on. It looks like he's fixed that up pretty good. We've seen him be patient back there all season, and when nothing's there, he takes it himself, and that's what a quarterback should do.
Yeah, you know, and Coach Kasparovich talked about how Phil will he does a very nice job of seeing what defenses are trying to take away from him, and maybe if one day if the run's not there, then he can drop back and throw it. And some days the arm, they might be dropping back into coverage a little bit more, and the throws might be a little bit limited, and he'll have to run. He's a very versatile player. I mean, I know I was watching his film a couple years ago. He actually played outside linebacker for the freshman team. So you know, I mean, this kid loves to play football, and really, if the coaches would let him, I 100% believe that this guy would be on defense if the coaches let him.
Oh, he's an athlete for sure. As Kenny White takes us outside, and he's going to lower his shoulder as they finish the tackle out of bounds, and they will throw a flag. We'll see who the flag is on it.
Maybe a little bit of a frustration there.
As State College took him out of bounds, then decided to tackle Kenny White once the play was over. We'll see what the flag is here.
Some frustration.
It's going to be a personal foul on the offense. I didn't really see Kenny White, but that is Kenny White's 3rd personal foul of the game. As he might have got the short end of that flag too, as we saw it earlier in the first half.
And the Boo Birds are coming out here from the crowd.
A little more than Boo Birds down there, but crowd clearly not happy, and neither is Pine Richland coaches and staff. But we'll see if Phil can turn it around here and change momentum up a little bit.
if Pine Richland can score here, you really put the Little Lions in a tough spot offensively. You really force them to throw the ball.
So after the penalty, looks like Kenny will stay in the game on the left side of Phil Dracovic. Phil Dracovic in the shotgun once again. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to look to the end zone. Ray Falcone to the end zone. And that ball
Looks
is
like
caught,
he got
but
him,
he might have
but he's
stepped out of bounds. And I think he did step out of bounds. Although high school is only 1 foot in, he might have had 1 foot out of bounds before he tapped the other one. So that will come back as a good call by the official there watching the footwork. Crawford's going to check in along with, as Kenny White will stay in the game as receiver. Kenny will fill in for Ben Yoakum as Ben Yoakum gets a drink. So Phil alone here on 2nd and 10 in the backfield as he motions Kenny over to his right. He's going to go ahead and give it to Kenny. Kenny's going to bounce to the outside. He's still going to the, oh, spin move, incredible spin move. They have his jerseys. He goes backwards. And forward progress is going to keep him at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
Looks like Kenny's slow to get up, and oh no, they got him.
And, you know, the way Kenny runs, it kind of reminds me of a little bit of a Le'Veon Bell kind of approach. He kind of just bounces around back there until he sees the hole. But, again, like if you've ever seen Le'Veon Bell run, he has problems too sometimes, and it doesn't always work. But when it does, it's a deadly force.
Of beauty.
So with 3rd and 10 here, as Kenny steps over the sideline, grabbing at his knee that he injured early in the season in week 1, we'll see what Phil Dracovic can do here. As he's going to look for a screen to DeFrancis. DeFrancis is going to move upfield, see if he can pick up a first down. And it looks like it's going to be close. It looks like they might be short, but they might be able to measure.
We got another.
Yeah, it looks like we have a man down for State College. Looks like they're going to mark him about a half yard short for fourth down. We'll see if they attempt a field goal or what they decide to do here as they help the player off the field who's still down, grabbing at his leg. So Ben, your Pine Richland offense, you're up, you're fourth and short. You're pretty much in the red zone here. What do you go with?
You know, Brian, Ryan, I think you give it to you let Phil run it right up the middle. As that injured player was Ian Barr, number 4.
They'll help him off the field now. Walking off on his own power is always a good sign.
The 5'8" senior who plays running back and linebacker.
Out comes State College defense. It looks like Phil is going to stay on the field, so they might go for it here.
Yeah, Ryan, I mean, I would think that maybe the Pine Richland Rams try to fool him a little bit with maybe a jet sweep, or they could just go straight up the middle, as it looks like there might be some room there.
They're gonna run. Phil's going to run outside, and he is going to get the first down as he dives out of bounds. Just enough to get the first down. They're going to mark him down at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for Pine Richland as the offense is rolling.
Phil did a nice job there of wait until something was there. You talked about Le'Veon Bell a little bit. He showed some nice patience there getting off the edge.
Looks like Phil tried to get him to jump, and it looks like they did, but there was no flag thrown. So Phil's going to audible the play. Tyler King's checked in at fullback. Phil's going to drop back. He's looking across the middle to Dawson Goltz, as Dawson Goltz has a nice grab for a 4-yard catch. And they waste no time getting back to the line as Phil is calling in the next play. Ben Yoakum checks in. Phil Dracovic still trying to get that offense to jump and the defense to jump, and they're looking a little jumpy, but they're able to stay on their side. A little anxious to get a stop here, but we'll see what they do. Phil Dracovic takes a snap. He's going to hand it off to Crawford. Crawford's going to bounce it up, and he might have the first down. It looks like it's going to be close. He might be short. Looks like he's going to be short, about a half a yard. 3rd and short.
Yeah, if you're Pine Richland, I think you do run the same play they did on that 4th down play earlier with Phil. As it looks like Kenny's coming back into the game. It's a good sign. He was grabbing at his injured ankle that he injured earlier in the season, but looks like he's
check in for Jordan Crawford.
looks like he's good.
He's on Phil's right. If you can't see him, he's in the neon green. Pretty easy to pick out. They give it to Kenny up the middle. He's just going to truck right along up until about the 1 or 2 yard line, where he's marked down at the 2 yard line for first and goal with 6 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Pine Richland leads 28-14.
You know, Ryan, this guy is he has to be easy to block, really easy for the offensive line to push forward, because this guy just keeps going. When you think you got him down, he's just going to keep pushing and trying to knock you over.
He just doesn't stop his legs. He just keeps going until that whistle blows. And that's the kind of mentality you have to have as a running back. And he's got it. And a flag is thrown and play is blown dead.
Pretty upset. It looked like he was.
Looks like he might have been a false start, as Phil knew it too. Yep, false start on the offense. And Phil knew it immediately as he threw his head up and his hands. So it'll be a long first and goal here as they're marked at about the 8 yard line. Jordan Crawford checks in for Kenny White. We'll see what they can make happen with Dawson Goltz at the top of your screen, Ray Falcone at the bottom.
It'll be interesting to see what the Rams do here, you know, because Pine Richland was in a similar situation in the first half, and looks like we have some movement, as it looks like Ray Falcone may have jumped a little
False
bit.
start on the offense again. That'll back him up another 5, which makes an even longer first down outside of the 10 yard line, as they're going to be put at the 12.
Yeah, but as I was saying before, Ryan, similar situation to the one where State College was able to make a play on Pine Richland and force a goal line stand. See if Pine Richland can turn the tables and really make it tough for State College to get back into this game.
Phil looks to the sideline for the play, calls it into his line. Takes a snap, Tyler King blocking for him. Goes across middle in the end zone, and it's a low pass, but Dawson Goltz makes a sliding catch for a touchdown in the end zone.
You know, Phil does a great job of finding a window only where his man can get it, and that's a classic example there. And you can't say enough about the offensive line. They gave Phil enough time. It looked like protection started to break down there a little bit, but Phil able to step up in the pocket and deliver a nice ball. Nice ball.
You know, you said it, Ben. The way that play was designed was the only way that ball was being caught by his receiver was throwing it low, because if he threw it high, it's going to get knocked out. If he threw it behind him, it's getting picked. If he threw it in front of him, he's not going to catch it. That was really the only spot he could put it, and Phil knew it, so he threw it down low. Dawson Goltz did a great job of going down to get it and made it a nice grab for a touchdown. As the extra point by Orsini is good, he continues to stay perfect in this game, as the Rams go up 35-14 with 5 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what this Rams defensive line starts doing, because we talked about it earlier, when you get up by 2 or 3 scores, if you're Pine Richland, you really limit the playbook of the opponent's offense, and we'll see what they do, what the Pine Richland Rams do, trying to come after Tommy Freiberg here.
At this time, we would like to thank our sponsors. So thank you to our sponsor, Oxford Solutions, a full-service consulting firm with expertise in IT, engineering, and account and finance, partnering with clients for over 20 years for critical staffing needs on hiring from contract, direct hire to customized project-based solutions. I would also like to thank Extreme Networks and Sodexo. Sodexo takes pride in the 30-plus year partnership with Pine Richland School District, managing the food service program. Sodexo has been proud of the role they play by providing high-quality and nutritious meals that help our students to succeed both in and out of the classroom. Good luck to the football team and all the supporting fans. Thank you to all of our sponsors. And we are back underway here as Orsini lines up the kick. State College back deep to return. It's a line drive, and it looks like that ball, they're going to let him know. They're not going to let him bring it out. As it goes into the end zone, it will be a touchback.
First and 10, State College from their own 20-yard line.
So out comes the Rams defense,
So it
looking
looks
for
like,
another stop.
Ryan, it looks like Luke Meckler for the Rams is back in on defense.
It's always good to see. It's like they taped his knee up a little bit, but
It's all in a day's work for this Pine Richland defense. Get a little
Absolutely.
tape and get right back out there.
Freiburg's gonna keep this one. He's gonna be stuffed at the line of scrimmage for no gain as the ref decides to stumble around midfield as he falls. But it happens. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 9. It looks like he might have got a yard there.
So it looks like the Rams are showing blitz here.
Freiburg's going to keep this one. He's going to move up the field for a first down and more. As he picks up about 2 yards after the first down, it's going to move the chains.
You know, Freiburg did a nice job there. You know, we talked earlier about Phil not forcing anything, and he didn't see anything downfield, able to take what he can get and get State College a first down, as their offense is trying to come up with something to get them back into this game, as it looks like it's slipping away from them a little bit.
Looks like we have a player shaken up. Looks like it's Kenny White shaken up on the far sideline as State College shows good sportsmanship by their medics coming to attend to him immediately as Pine Richlands go across the field. Kenny grabbing at his hurt knee. That's not a good sign as the cheerleaders and the visiting side take a knee. Pine Richlands uses time to gather up a defensive game plan as we see Coach Yoakum step out, have a word with his defense. So, Ben, the score's 35-14. Lions have the ball, making some pretty good momentum rolling right here. At this time, again, we would like to thank our sponsors. I would like to thank Oxford. Thank you to our sponsor, Oxford Solutions, a full-service consulting firm with expertise in IT, engineering, and accountant finance, partnering with clients for over 20 years for critical staffing needs on hiring from contract direct hire to customized project-based solutions. As they help Kenny off the field, as you hear the crowd clapping as he's walking off on his own power. I'd also like to thank Extreme Networks and Sodexo. Sodexo takes pride in the 30-plus year partnership with Pine Richland School District, managing the food service program. Sodexo has been proud of the role we play by providing high-quality and nutritious meals to help our students succeed both in and outside the classroom. Good luck to the football team and all supporting fans.
So it looks like Kenny's walking off under his own power.
Always a good sign as he's not going to go to the table. He's just going to give a drink of water, shake it off. Hopefully we'll see him back out there. As it's 1st and 10, Freiburg is going to step back. Pressure's coming. He's going to dump it off, and it's caught by number 2, Cohen Russell.
Freiburg doing a nice job under pressure. They're finding the hot receiver.
So it looks like they might have
Russell
even,
there on the out route.
Lost a yard on the play. If anything, a half yard. So it'll be 2nd and basically 10. We'll see what they draw up on the playbook.
You know, Ryan, coming into today, Freiburg had a 1,834 pass yards, so it looks like he's trying to improve his numbers today. Very impressive when you can reach 1,000 yards passing.
So that previous play will bring up a 3rd and 10.
See if this Pine Richland defensive line tries to get after Freiburg a little bit. They've gotten home a couple of times here today.
Watch for Brandon Clark at the top of your screen as Tenney now goes over the table to get that knee checked out, as he didn't want to, but it looks like his dad on the sideline pointed, hey, go get that checked out. That's going to be an incomplete pass as they get in and knock that ball away. That'll bring up a 4th and 10. It looks like Brandon Clark's going to come on to punt here, which is definitely not what you want to do, giving Pine Richland the ball back, up 35-14, go up another score. As Luke Meckler is back again to return the punt, we'll see how he decides to play this one. He's back deep. Brandon Clark's going to fake. He's going to throw it across the middle. And it is going to be enough for the first down as the fake punt works to perfection as it make a nice 11-yard pass. And that is the second pass thrown we've seen from Brandon Clark today. So clearly he is an athlete.
So 1 for 2 on the day for Brandon Clark. The first pass he threw fell incomplete. He's able to come through. Really a big play for the State College Little Lions here, trying to get back into this football game, and they really can't afford to punt the football right now, late in the third quarter, and you're down by 21.
Freiburg's going to throw deep towards Brandon Clark, and he's going to push off Jordan Crawford and make him fall to make the catch, and the ref saw it clear as day, and they're going to throw the flag for pass interference on Brandon Clark. And Brandon Clark goes over to make his case, but it's pretty obvious what just happened there as he throws his arm up in disbelief, like, are you kidding me? No, it looks like they're going to call it on Jordan Crawford.
Yeah, it looked like he had his when you turn your back to the ball, it's really that's an easy call for the ref whenever you have their back turned to the ball. It looked like he was grabbing at Brandon Clark there.
Looks like Jordan's a little shaken up on the play. His Lines is tripped up behind the line of scrimmage as Crawford heads over to the medical table to get some work done on what he looks like his leg that he might have hurt earlier in the game. So after the penalty, it'll bring up a 1st and 10 here. 2nd and 10, excuse me. As Freiburg in the backfield with Lines to his right.
Look like he
the
tried
hard
to
count.
Draw the Rams off.
He gets the play call. Tight end shifts over to the other side.
So it looks like there's a Ram crowd getting into it.
They're going to pitch it out to Lines. He's got nowhere to go, so he just stumbles around. He's tackled for a loss of 1.
Sandwiched.
Bring up a 3rd and 11 here.
And it looks like we have another Ram down.
Looks like it's getting a little cold. The muscles are cramping up a little bit as the temperature continues to drop here in Hempfield area.
Looks like that's number 50, Nick Jelski.
So bringing up a 3rd and 11 here for the Pine Ridge and Rams, up 35-14. Do you think if you're State College, you think you're going to take a shot here, or just try and get in field goal range?
Brian, I mean, I think you're at that point in the game now when you're down by 21 points. A field goal really doesn't do much for you. You need touchdowns right now, as we see Nick getting some help off the field. Nick Jelski, the senior.
Again, walking off on his own power, so it looks like the Cramp Monster is coming out to play.
Finally able to get an opportunity to showcase his skills on the varsity level. Last year he had spent some time with the varsity team, but played the bulk of his time on JV.
Freiburg's going to drop back deep. He's going to throw it deep. Thomas Burns does a great job of defense. They're going to throw a flag for pass interference, it looks like.
It looks like we got two people down
And
as Thomas Burns is down.
Looks like an easy call for the refs as Thomas Burns might have come over the back of, looks like, number 3, the intended receiver, Keaton Ellis, as they attempt to throw to him again, as he's had some bad luck with passes going to him, as Thomas Burns and Keaton Ellis are both shaken up on the play.
Looks like Thomas Burns is working on his legs a little bit there.
He keeps swinging them up and down.
Maybe he just hopefully, you hope if you're a Ram fan, he just cramped up a little bit.
Maybe Charlie Horst. Those are never fun, Ben, getting those Charlie horses. Oh,
no.
You wake up, feel that leg pain. Ooh, not what you want, especially when you're playing football. Fans are getting into it a little bit. As we hear some fans just screaming at the umpires. Not the umpires, the officials. This isn't baseball. But we'll see exactly what the ruling is on the field and where they put this ball.
Nice drive for State College so far. I mean, trying to get themselves...
With help of penalties from Pine Ridge, which they need to stop in order to win this football game. At this time, I would like to thank our sponsor. So it looks like on 1st and 10, Freiburg's in the backfield. He's going to roll out to his right. He's going to let it fly.
Looks like Brandon
a nice
Clark.
Incomplete is what they're going to rule it.
It's a nice effort by Brandon Clark there trying to make the play. Freiburg put it only where his man could get it. Unfortunately for State College, he was unable to come up with it in bounds.
So at this time, I would like to thank our sponsor, Horizon. Since 2001, Horizon Information Services has been committed to excellence, safety, and quality. Look no further than Horizon for all of your AV, security, cable, and professional sound needs. Visit them on their website at horizons.com to find out how to bring cutting-edge technology to your business.
So it looks like this crowd's getting into it a little bit.
On the second and 10 play, they're going to take it up the middle. It looks like there's going to be a flag thrown at the end of the play, as he's going to pick up about a 5-yard gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5, depending on what this flag is. Face mask against the defense, and these penalties are just killing the Pine Richland team today.
Yeah, Ryan, that's the thing that needs to be cleaned up should Pine Richland advance for next week, because you can't be on offense or defense and need a stop or be going down to try to get a winning score and get a big run and then get it called back by a penalty.
Absolutely. So it's going to be a 1st and goal after the face mask. They're going to fake it. They're going to throw a slant across the middle, and it's
almost intercepted. Almost intercepted. It looked like Jared Marfisi had it in his hands there and was unable to.
Looks like Brandon Clark comes up yelling for pass interferences. His teammate was tackled in the end zone after the play. So it'll bring up a 2nd goal as the crowd continues to banter at the officials.
Man here.
The 12th man here at Hempfield Area High School, Spartan Stadium. Looks like he's going to bootleg, he's going to roll out, and he's going to be hit as he throws. And that's going to be a little wounded duck into the ground, as it's going to bring up a 3rd and goal.
Ryan, anytime you see those balls that are floating up there, you always wonder.
You
always wonder
if
in the back of your mind, you're thinking that someone's just going to show up and pluck it out of the air and take it the other way. Fortunately for State College, that ball fell harmlessly to the turf. As the crowd gets into it again here.
As it looks like some Rams on the sidelines trying to pump up this crowd, get that 12th man going. As it looks like Freiburg's going to dump it off, and it's going to be caught for a touchdown. As State College will add 6 to their score. It is now 35-20, PAT still pending.
State College, a nice time-consuming drive, just like we talked about earlier. Doing just exactly what they needed to do to try to stop the bleeding. They were reeling a little bit there with Pine Richland able to come up with 21 straight points.
The kick is up and it's good, so that'll make the score 35-21. Rams still lead with 1 minute and 47 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. So State College is not out of this game yet as time continues to tick down, make this game that much shorter. What do they got to do? Do you think maybe we'll see some more pressure on the quarterback? There's a lot of different attempts of how
Ryan.
to change the
the
momentum
thing
here.
about Pine Richland's offense is when you're up by a couple of scores, it really opens up your playbook, and you really are afforded that opportunity to run. And it'll be interesting to see if State College's defense plays the run. Maybe it'll give Phil an opportunity to put one up and maybe get 7 points right back for Pine Richland. So it looks like Kenny White's back again for the Rams.
Kenny White and Jordan Crawford back. We'll see if they kick it in Kenny's direction. And no, they're going to kick it back toward the direction where they got the fumble. This time Ray Falcone is there instead of Shane Caffardi. And this time he will hold on to it. Marked at the 35-yard line. And Phil Dracovic and his fearless Rams offense are going to come out here and try to put more points on the board.
It's been a little while since Phil's been out on the field. That long drive.
Hopefully he's staying warm on the sideline. I mean, we've seen cramps take down a lot of players already today. So the last thing I need is for Phil Dracovic to come out. Looks like Phil Dracovic, Dawson Goldson, Tyler King coming onto the field. Looks like they're going to run a little diamond formation on the bottom of your screen. Dawson Goltz might be receiving a little quick screen pattern. We'll see what they do here. Yeah, they will run a quick screen. Dawson Goltz got space. If he can shed a tackle, and he does, he's going to move across the 50 and step out of bounds at about the 45-yard line on the opposite side of the field.
You know, Ryan, and that's the other thing that can kind of bite a defense whenever they try to blitz you is you just throw a screen pass and then there's nobody home, and now they really have to hustle to try to save a touchdown, and they were able to do that there. But a nice job by Pine Richland.
Phil in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Crawford up the middle. Crawford finds a hole. He's going to make someone fall. And he's going to step out of bounds at about the 15-yard line, depending on where they mark it at the 15-yard line.
Looked like Jordan Crawford's leg was hurting a little earlier in this quarter. It looked like he came back, and it tells everybody he's fine with authority coming through that.
Show the definition of snapping the ankles as Phil Dracovic hands off to Kenny White on the outside. Big hole. Kenny cuts it up front for, looks like it's going to be close depending on where they mark it. Might be second and short. Second and short here.
This would be huge.
Phil's going to hand it off to Kenny up the middle. Kenny's going to bounce around, and State College just having none of it as they bring him down quickly. Bent backwards on the tackle. Hopefully he gets up.
So it looks like we're under a minute here in the third quarter.
Jordan Crawford checks in for Kenny White. Tyler King in for Ben Yoakum. Phil Dracovic takes a shotgun snap. He's going to run up. He's going to bounce it outside. Still fighting for the end zone. Looks like he's going to push through for a touchdown. As Phil Dracovic with an impressive run, he just keeps his feet churning into the end zone with 21.7 seconds remaining in the third quarter. They're going to go up 6 more as the score is now 41-21, PAT pending.
Yeah, Ryan, you know, it's so hard for a defense to try to tackle Phil Dracovic because he's so big, and then he just doesn't stop going. The motor in this kid, he's got so much energy, and really, if you're State College, I mean, that touchdown hurts because you had that long, nice drive for 7 points, try to get back into this game, and Pine Richland able to drive right back and get 7 of their own.
PAT is good. Victoria Orsini continues to stay perfect as the Rams go up 42-21 with 21 seconds remaining. And the crowd is into it now as the Rams are playing a little bit more like themselves the second half. Horizon? Just Horizon? At this time, I would like to thank our sponsor, Horizon. Since 2001, Horizon Information Services has been committed to excellence, safety, and quality. Look no further than Horizon for all your AV, security, cabling, and professional sound needs. Visit them on their website at horizons.com to find out how to bring your cutting-edge technology to your business. So State College back to return as Victoria Orsini kicks it deep. And it looks like this one's going to bounce into the end zone, and that's going to be another touchback.
So Ryan, so far in this half, Pine Richland has outscored the State College Little Lions 28-7 in this second half. So Pine Richland doing a much better job this second half. It looked like they were sputtering there in the first. The defense trying to come up with a stop here as they let State College go down the field on their last drive.
Well, we'll see if their defense can make a stop here, as they'd like to put some more points on the board, as we've seen a lot from that State College offense. The last thing they want is for them to just crawl back into this game, so we'll see how it goes. Freiburg, two running backs, left and right. He's going to hand it off to number 2, Cohen Russell, as Cohen Russell takes it up to the sideline and dodges a big hit from Kenny White. Lucky got away for that one, stepped out of bounds, because he had a brick wall waiting for him at the end of that one.
Yeah, Kenny White has been laying the wood today. He had that big hit earlier. Really, you could hear it from all the way over here, and that'll strike fear into an offensive player trying to run over in that direction of the field. But a nice job for State College starting the drive, able to get a nice early gain, as it looks like getting the first down.
Looks like they're going to run the same play opposite side to Cohen Russell again, but this time it's not going to work as he's met behind the field, but there is a flag thrown. So we'll see what that is. As of now, it will be a loss of 4. But there is a flag.
Looks like I see some Pine Richland guys clapping, so it looks like this might be coming against State College.
Holding on State College. That's going to back them up.
Looks like, they're going to decline the penalty and they'll take the loss of 3 yards, or 5 yards, excuse me. Second down and 15.
We hear the crowd get into it as they're screaming, "Go Rams," and all these other things. So Freiburg back. Whistle's blown dead. Looks like the quarter has ended. So switch sides of the field.
So the Rams crowd comes to life, trying to scream and yell their team to try to play for the right to go back to Hershey.
At this time, during the quarter break, I would like to thank our sponsors. Thank you to our sponsor, Oxford Solutions, a full-service consulting firm with expertise in IT, engineering, and accounting finance, partnering with clients for over 20 years for critical staffing needs on hiring from contracts, direct hire to customized project-based solutions. I would also like to thank Extreme Networks and Sodexo. Sodexo takes pride in the 30-plus year partnership with Pine Richland School District managing the food service program. Sodexo has been proud of the role we play by providing high-quality and nutritious meals. They help our students succeed both in and outside the classroom. Good luck to the football team and all supporting fans. And our last sponsor, since 2001, Horizon Information Services has been committed to excellence, safety, and quality. Look no further than Horizon for all your AV, security, cabling, and professional sound needs. Visit them on their website at horizons.com to find out how to bring cutting-edge technology to your business. Back to action here as Freiburg now facing the sun as it peeks out here. He's going to look back. He's going to throw it across the middle, and that's going to be picked off by Raymond Falcone on the other side of the ball as he's trying to be tracked down by some big boys. As Ray Falcone is going to be tackled out of bounds by Brandon. And the crowd is loving it.
Rams wanted a flag there. Looked like Ray might have been tackled there. Looked like Clark may have had him a little bit close to that boundary, but the refs decide not to throw it. But a nice job there. It looked like Tommy Camino had pressure coming off the...
And Ray Falcone was there to make the interception, as we've seen him on both sides of the ball now. of the day with an impressive touchdown and now an interception, his first of the season.
Yeah, and Tommy Camino did a nice job coming off Freiberg's right side there, and when that happens, you know, you get nervous, and he tried to force one in there again, and Rams able to come up with another interception here today. So it looks like that's their third of the game. If I'm
Looks like Phil's going to be under center for the first time today, and they're going to run a little hide the small guy play as they tuck Jordan Crawford behind the line. And I didn't even see him there until they handed him the ball as he just popped up. And I've seen that a couple times in college where they take their little man and just duck him down behind the line. They don't even know he's there, and then they snap the ball, give it to him. They don't even know what happened, but State College did a good job to stop it for a minimum gain of 1.
Pine Richland trying to really put the nail in the coffin here of State College.
Phil Dracovic in the shotgun now, looking for his play still. He's going to call it into his line. Jordan Crawford stays on his left for now. Watch for a quick screen here. And that's what they're going to do. Dawson Goltz is going to try and take it upfield, but it looks like he might have been tackled for a loss. Yeah, bringing it back to a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, nice job by State College there. Able to read it. It looked like try to get a number here.
In the meantime, Phil is in the shotgun. Crawford to his left. He's going to do a hard count. Looking to the sideline for a play call as they like to run the hurry up, no traditional huddle for this team.
Yeah, but regardless, they did a nice job on that last play of minimizing the gain for the Rams.
Bubble screen to Jordan Crawford as he's going to bounce outside, try and beat the defenders, pick up maybe a yard or 2 as it's going to be 4th and 9. So we'll see.
Yeah, it looks
if they attempt it, pooch punt, long field goal.
Yeah, I would think, it looks maybe in the area of pooch kicking, but it wouldn't surprise me to see the Rams try and go for it here because
they want to put this game away.
Yeah, and you're a little bit too close to punt the ball, but you're a little far. You're in that range. It's like too close to punt the ball, and it's too far for a field goal. So you might as well just go for it and try to put this game out of reach.
If they are to turn it over, it wouldn't be terrible field position to manage either, as it looks like Pine Richland's going to call a timeout. Try and figure things out here. Looks like Phil's going to stay on the field, though.
Yeah, the Rams are trying to really, if they could score here, it'll make it really tough for State College to come back in this game. I mean, we've seen it before back in 2014. We saw Pine Richland pull off a great comeback against St. Joseph's Prep. It was the same score that it is right now, 42-21. They were down, and they came all the way back, and they almost pulled it off, but unfortunately they were unable to win it. But they definitely did put a scare in St. Joe's heart in that game, as it looked like they were up comfortably and going to cruise to back-to-back state titles that year.
Phil's going to take the snap. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to drop back. He's going to roll up. He's going to run up the middle. He's keeping himself. And he's got the first down and more. And he pops right back up to get his offense to the line and hurry this up, keep momentum rolling for him.
You know, that's so frustrating for State College. You really need to stop there, and you do a nice job of throwing a blanket over all the Rams receivers, and then you leave the big man. You leave a guy off of him, and he's able to take it for a gain of about 10 yards.
Looks like the cheerleaders and the band are getting into it as they're a little excited as they run that diamond formation again. Looks like they're going to hit a quick slant to Falcone, but it's a little low for his liking, and he's going to let that bounce away for an incomplete pass.
Yeah, it looked like Phil was trying to fit that in there only to where Ray could get it coming on the slant route there, and unfortunately it got his legs a little bit and it bounced incomplete.
So Kenny White checks in for Jordan Crawford as Phil continues to be in the shotgun. He looks to the sideline for his play call. His line stands up for the play. He calls in his play. Kenny stays to his right, 4 receivers out wide. Kenny shifts to his left. The snap. Hands it off to Kenny White up the middle. Kenny White's going to go up the middle. He's going to keep moving. He looks like he's going to be tackled at about the 1-yard line, as he couldn't just extend that ball over there, so he was brought down and had to hold on to the ball because he did not want to fumble again.
You know, Ryan, now we're seeing that effect that running the ball well against this team's having, because now we look up, there's 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and it seems like they're having a hard time bringing them down, because tackling these guys who don't stop working to try to extend the gain a little bit, trying to get in their way, it takes a toll on the defense, and we're seeing that right here.
And it looks like Crawford's going to check in for Kenny White as Kenny White gimps over to the sidelines, maybe pulled his knee out a little bit. And Pine Richland's going to frantically call timeout. Try and figure this red zone play out, as it will be 1st and goal. So we'll see how this all plays out. At this time, I would like to thank our sponsors. Thank you to our sponsor, Oxford Solutions, a full-service consulting firm with expertise in IT, engineering, and accounting finance, partnering with clients for over 20 years for critical staffing needs on hiring from contracts, direct hire to customized project-based solutions. I would also like to thank Extreme Networks and Sodexo. Sodexo takes pride in the 30-plus year partnership with Pine Richland School District managing the food service program. Sodexo has been proud of the role we play by providing high-quality and nutritious meals that help our students succeed both in and outside the classroom. Good luck to the football team and all the supporting fans. And our last sponsor, I would like to thank Horizon. Since 2001, Horizon Information Services has been committed to excellence, safety, and quality. Look no further than Horizon for all your AV security, cable, and professional sound needs. Visit them on their website at horizon.com to find out how to bring cutting-edge technology to your business. Now back to action as they pick up the touchdown. They'll go up by 6 more, and that'll make the score 48-21 as Orsini comes on to attempt the PAT, and he's been perfect all day, so I would expect nonetheless here.
Yeah, it looked like Crawford able to come right up the middle, find a little hole, and bound into the end zone for the touchdown. Rams try to get 49.
And it's good. 49-21, the Rams lead with 8 minutes and 40 seconds left remaining in the game. As State College comes out and lines up their kick return formation. Pine Richland lines up behind Vittorio Orsini for the kickoff. Kenny White is getting stretched out on the field. The offense is looking pretty happy with themselves over on the sideline. Talking about what they're going to do to put one more touchdown on the board, start that mercy clock.
35 second half points so far for the Rams. Up by 28 right now. They would need one more, a touchdown and a PAT to bring the mercy rule into effect. And if you're State College's offense, I really think you got to start going no huddle here.
They're going to do a short squib kick as he waves for a fair catch, and Luke Meckler does a good job of noticing that and stepping away before making a hit, because you can in fact make a fair catch on a kickoff, not just punts.
Yeah, Pine Richland trying to play a little copycat with State College. We saw that earlier. They were able to force Pine Richland to fumble on a kickoff with a little pooch kick on the kickoff.
Out comes State College and Freiburg. Try and put their offense, get some points on the board. Freiburg in the shotgun, Lyons to his left. Hands it off to Lyons, lines up the middle. He's going to get a nice gain of about 5.5. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 5.
Looks like Tommy,
For the Little Lions.
Tommy Camino able to come in for the hit at the end.
The defense trying to just make a few more stops here and put this game out of reach. As they can stop, get their offense on the field, maybe put it over. As Lyons is going to take it up the middle again for a shorter game this time, but he's going to keep fighting as he's going to be marked short of the first down. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 situation.
Yeah, Ryan, I would think for State College, if they don't get this 3rd down, I would think that they keep the offense out there, because I mean you're down 49-21, and at this point you need something. Can't punt the ball back to this Rams offense.
And Lyons is going to take it up the middle for a 1st down and more as he's across the 50 to about the 47, 48. That'll move the chains as they wait for the chains to set.
So it looks like the Little Lions are going up tempo a little bit on offense.
Freiburg's going to hand it off to Lyons. Lyons is going to be stopped at the line, and a flag is thrown after the play.
Another penalty against the Rams today. You know that can't make Coach Kasparovich happy.
No, and that's definitely what they're going to go over. I mean, of course, they'll be happy with the win, and he's going to let his guys enjoy that. But come Monday, when it's time for practice for the next game, you know that's going to be a big thing in their practice, is maybe have to run some laps for all these penalties that they're causing. Either way, Freiburg's in the shotgun. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to throw. And it looks like a little laddie game going on there. As Brandon Clark catches a slant as he's being tackled down. He tossed it away to try and pick up the 1st down, but they couldn't do it as he went out of bounds. That's going to make it 2nd and short.
Yeah, Brandon Clark trying to spark this team to make a comeback here late in the midway through the 4th quarter.
The play is blown dead. Flag on the play. Might be a false start.
Yeah.
Yep. So there's going to be a false start on State College. It's going to back them up. So now it's going to be about a 2nd and 6. Freiburg's going to drop back. He's going to look left, throw across the field.
Almost
intercepted, but it's in and out of the hands of number 20, Ben Yoakum.
Boy, Freiburg did not see Yoakum on that play. It looked like he thought he could fit it in there, and then all of a sudden, as soon as the ball, you could see him going, oh no, as that ball was in the air, because Ben Yoakum was diving to try to make the interception, but fortunately for State College, they still retain possession here, trying to get back into this game.
Freiburg drops back, look to the end zone, or short of it, and it's going to be caught.
Looks like Brandon
brought down
Clark
at about
again.
The 5-yard line.
Looks like Brandon Clark making the nice catch. He does a nice job on that play of adjusting. The ball was thrown a little bit short, and he was able to stop and turn around and make the catch, give the State College Little Lions a 1st down.
He's going to throw a fade to the end zone, and they're going to say he stepped out of bounds as he tried to tap the feet, but they said he drifted out of bounds. This isn't the NFL, so we do not have video replay. That'll make it 2nd and goal for State College here as they try to go up. Try to put 6 more points on their scoreboard. Freiberg's going to motion over. He's going to look right, throw a bubble screen to Lyons, and Lyons is almost met, but does a good job of dropping the shoulder, leveling out that hit a little bit, as he maybe picks up a yard, as this guy's going to make it 3rd and goal, and Pine Richland looking for a huge stop here. Now, if you're State College and you get to 4th down, do you go for a field goal, or I think you got to go for a touchdown,
I would think you have to go for.
You have to.
Because, I mean, it's 6 minutes left in the 4th almost, and you're down by 28 points. You need touchdowns right now. If a field goal's not going to do much for you.
Freiberg rolls out left, and he tripped up on the play as he falls over. And Phil's getting excited about that as he does some high knees, trying to stay warm, thinking he's coming out onto the field to put this game away.
We see the Pine Richland
4th and goal.
Crowd's going to be getting excited here.
We have a long 4th and goal coming up for State College, and they're going to take a timeout and try to rethink this.
Timeout. State College.
They will have 2 timeouts remaining, Pine Richland with 1. Pine Richland's leading 49-21. State College, 4th and goal. It's a long one. 5 minutes and 40 remain in the game.
So we see
as
a little
the sun starts to peek out a little bit, maybe warm those fingers up a little bit.
It's so unique to see that, because we're so used to calling night games at Pine Richland Stadium.
That we are. I mean, the last afternoon game I called, me and Brian, for that ESPN game, we called in the afternoon. It was the game Kenny got hurt week 1. And just to see how far they've come from that game to this game, they've worked so hard. And, I've been in that locker room, and the determination and the teamwork and the brotherhood that's in that locker room, it's something else. So they've earned it. Just got to cut down those penalties.
As Kenny White's trying to get these fans pumped up. He's matched up against Brandon Clark.
4th and long. He's going to drop back. He's going to throw outside, not to the end zone. Kenny White makes the open tackle, pushed him out of bounds. That was Cohen Russell on the catch, trying to force it in the end zone. And that's going to make it 4th and goal. And it looks like they might be bringing out the kick unit just to get the kicker some action, as they might be throwing in the towel at this point. Just say, hey, go kick in a state playoff game. So we'll see as fans start to head out of the stadium. As Pine Richland starts to celebrate on the sideline, but it's not completely over yet, but...
Well, it looks like that was 4th. That was actually 4th down.
That was 4th and goal, so it looks like Phil's going to come out and see what they can make happen here. Put one more score on the board. They're going to run the ball. Crawford's going to bounce outside. He's going to fumble.
Oh, wow.
And it looks like Pine Richland might get the ball back, as Dawson Goltz might have got over there in time.
No, it looks like State College. Just when everyone was thinking that State College was out of it a little bit.
Defense is coming back on the field as they thought, oh, we're done. Let's run the clock out. It's over. But no, get your helmets back on. As Jordan Crawford, Thomas Burns looks up into the sky in disbelief like, are you kidding me? As the kicker starts to pack up the kicking net. Kenny White's still being stretched out on the sideline as they're wondering where he is as they check in another free safety.
Let's see if these Rams can come up with another red zone stop. That the big topic of conversation this week will be penalties and turnovers.
Freiberg's going to roll to his left. He's going to throw to the end zone. That ball is almost intercepted.
Looked like Thomas Burns had a shot at it over on the far side.
So it would have been a hard interception to make, as he would have had to tap his feet. Ray Falcone trying to pull the toe tap interception in the end zone, as we've seen him on both sides of the ball today.
Excuse me, yes, Ray Falcone.
We see Ben Yoakum and Ray Falcone and Dawson Goltz, both receivers checking in on defense. They're going to run the ball to Lyons. He's going to bounce it outside, and he's going to be... And
ball's out.
Stripped by Anthony Sermonero, using those big arms to get in there and just pull that ball out. So he does a great job of getting the ball back for his team.
Nice job by this Pine Richland defense. Able to hold
So
the State College Little Lions to 0 points their last 2 red zone trips.
as Pine Richland looks to maybe run this clock out or put one more score on, start that mercy clock. Ben, I've had a good time calling this game with you. Sad Brian couldn't be here. He decided to go away and not come with us. But
it's warm where he is, so
yeah, good. Yeah, but football. It's football. He's missing football, but he's tuned in.
So it looks like Pine Richland will just take their time, try to wind, maybe take this play clock down to 1 second.
It's really the first time we've seen Pine Richland huddle up on offense all season. As they'll hand it off, keep the clock rolling. Jordan Crawford's going to hold on to the football, hopefully. That'll bring up a 3rd and 5 as the clock continues to tick.
Yeah, it looks like, see if Pine Richland starts, if Phil decides to milk that game clock down to maybe 1 or 2 seconds.
Shane Caffardi. And a great job by Phil there as he tucked away like he was going to run it and saw, oh no, there's no way I'm getting through that. I'm going to pull up and throw this quick pass to Shane Caffardi, who's going to take it 5 yards for a first down. Keep this drive live, keep that clock churning. As the clock is at 3 minutes and 45 seconds and counting.
Play clock at 18. This Pine Richland looks in no hurry. Try to maybe get the score. Try to maybe score with little time left.
Looks like Crawford's going to take this outside. He's got a hole as they're pulling on his jersey. He cuts back to the middle of the field, and he's going to slide for the first down to avoid injury or possible getting creamed, as they would say. And he's going to keep the clock rolling as that's another first down. The chains will move. The clock will move at about 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Still ticking down. Rams lead 49-21.
You know, and this is another instance of Pine Richland. They've done a nice job establishing the run, and it's tough for State College late in the 4th quarter to even want to part of these running backs anymore because they've
Phil's
been
got
so
3
physical.
seconds to snap it. 1. He gets it off just in time. Jordan Crawford takes out the middle for another big run. So that's going to be about a 5-yard gain. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 5. Phil takes his time with somewhat of a huddle as the sideline crew starts to pack everything up. The band starts to pack up. Cheerleaders. It's been a great game. Phil motions TK over. Jordan Crawford's going to take it out the middle. Looks like he's going to be short of the first down. As
nice job by
Jordan.
Jordan.
Still going to take down to 2 minutes.
Nice job by Jordan Crawford, knifing through some of those tackles. The Rams will run off another 20 or so seconds off this clock. A nice drive by this Pine Richland offense, just trying to close out the game.
Phil's in shotgun. He's going to hand it off. Try and pick up first down. That's Ryan Geyer on the carry, it looks like. First time we've seen him, and it is Ryan Geyer, and he's done good throughout the season, so it's good to see him get a touch in a state playoff game like this because the games are only going to get harder as they go, so the backups are going to get limited play time, so it's good to see him get a touch there.
Looks like the Rams might be in victory formation here.
As the crowd starts cheering, the cheerleaders start clapping, the band starts clapping. As Phil gets under center for only the 2nd time this game to take a knee, it looks like, I assume. And he will just take a knee. And it looks like maybe just one more knee, and that might do it.
So it looks like
one or two more knees, and that should do it.
Looks like the Rams are going to advance and try to. Phil Dracovic will try to lead this team back to the state championship.
So it looks like one more snap, and that'll be the end of this one. As Phil goes under center. 3 on the play clock. 2, 1, the knee, and that's going to be game as both teams will come out to shake hands.
What a job by Pine Richland here today. It wasn't going so well for them early, and they were able to stick with it, and they made some adjustments at halftime, and they were able to come out and really they came out firing in the second half, and they stopped kicking their own butts a little bit, and they were able to emerge. Look, in my mind, the score doesn't really indicate how close this game was because State College was really in it. It felt like they were maybe a play away from really getting into this game. And really, when you look back on it, the story may be those 2 final drives for State College. They had the ball in Pine Richland territory deep, and they're unable to score. That could have really changed momentum. So a good job by Pine Richland's defense again, standing up, and Pine Richland advances.
So Pine Richland will take the victory, 49-21 over State College. Move on in the state playoffs tournament. And I'm Ryan Bowler. Aside me is Ben Lambert. Have a nice night. Before we head off, I would like to thank our sponsors. I would like to thank our sponsor, Oxford Solutions, a full-service consulting firm with expertise in IT, engineering, and accountant finance, partnering with clients for over 20 years for critical staffing needs on hiring from contract, direct hire to customized project-based solutions. I'd also like to thank Extreme Networks and Sodexo. Sodexo takes pride in the 30-plus year partnership with Pine Richland School District managing the food service program. Sodexo has been proud of the role we play by providing high-quality and nutritious meals that help our students succeed, both in and outside the classroom. Good luck to the football team and all supporting fans. And finally, I would like to thank our sponsor, Horizon. Since 2001, Horizon Information Services has been committed to excellence, safety, and quality. Look no further than Horizon for all your AV security, cabling, and professional sound needs. Visit them at their website at horizons.com to find out how to bring cutting-edge technology to your business. I'm Ryan Bowler. Alongside me is Ben Lambert. Have a nice night.